I'm going to challenge myself to survive 300 days in hardcore Minecraft. My goal is to create a cozy panda farm, a mega underground base, a massive aesthetic beach, and of course the ultimate sheep farm. To make this an actual challenge, I'm not going to use totems at all, no auto farms, and I cannot skip the night, which will make this feel like real hardcore. Let's go. Now, if you guys remember previously, when we filled up this area, when we built all those farms, we left this little bit here empty so that we could build something in the future. And this is the space that we're going to fill in today. Now, to be honest, I didn't actually know what I wanted to put in here, so I was hoping one of you guys would suggest something good, and shout out to DD Mary for suggesting panda, because that is exactly what we're going to do. I thought it was an awesome idea. So I had a little bit of a look at panda enclosures online to kind of get a little bit of a reference, and I'm pretty happy with what we've got. So to start off, I want to kind of section off the area just so we know exactly how big it's going to be. Now to do that, I'm going to need some spruce logs, some spruce fences, which we've already got when we expanded the mountainside. I didn't actually use many, so we've got plenty there. We're going to need some podzol, some coarse dirt, and some brown concrete powder, which we don't have much of. So let's see how much we can make. Okay. Just over 2 stacks, which is going to be plenty for us. I'm telling you, in this 100 days, we need to fix this chest storage. It is not good right now. I'm also going to grab some cobblestone just because I know that the brown concrete is going to fall through. So I need to have something to be able to stop that from happening. Let's see if we can jump out here again with no firework. Ooh, beautiful, right on the par. It's just the right height to be able to do that. So instead of flying up, I'm gonna walk up and enjoy the scenery. This place is looking absolutely beautiful, even though it's raining. Now, before we actually start that, I just want to quickly admire these two maps. You can see a huge difference between the 100-day map and the 200-day map. So today we're gonna be filling in this area here and getting that nice and finished. Over the next 100 days, I really want to keep expanding this map out and seeing how much of a difference we can make the 300-day map. I think it's gonna be awesome once we get this whole thing looking absolutely nuts. So this is the area we're working with. We've got a beautiful peony farm on the right with a rosebush farm on the left. I'm going to go around using the 3 blocks that we've got, the podzol, brown concrete powder, and coarse dirt, to kind of map out where I want the fences to be. So let me do that now. Alright, so we got the area marked out using all 3 types of blocks, and I'm just going to quickly add a little bit of torches around it just to make sure nothing spawns around here. We don't need any cheeky buggers coming and blowing this up. Alright, that should be good. So this is a pretty decently sized area. The next thing we need to do is get the fence done, and to do that, of course, I'm going to use some spruce logs and spruce fences. I'm not 100% sure yet if I'm going to strip the logs, but for now I'm just going to leave them unstripped and see how it looks. I'm going to go 3 blocks high for each of them. Actually, you know what? We should probably start with the entrance, which is going to be here because there's a nice little flat bit. So I'm going to go here, a 3 block gap like that, and it works out perfectly. So we're going to go up 3 blocks high, just like that. Now, in between, there's not going to be an exact number. It's just going to be random. So I think every 10, 15 blocks, there'll be another pillar, maybe on this part because it goes up. Okay, something like this should be good. Now, grab me crafting bench and I craft up a couple of these spruce slabs. Now, just chuck these on top. They're spawning anyway. Or are they walking over? Pretty far distance to walk, all the way from over there. Oh well, let's see what this guy's selling. Nothing that we could... I mean, a flower maybe, but 1 emerald? Nah, that's not worth it. No way. Alright, anyway, in between these fences, or these pillars, we're going to have some spruce fences 3 blocks high. So that will stretch across all of the blocks we placed on the floor. Pretty much just like this. Now, I'm hoping this is going to look okay. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not going to lie. I didn't even test this out at all. So this is literally off the cuff. I just thought, I guess they're pandas. They can climb. So we got to have some pretty tall fences. It can't just be like what we did with the cows, obviously. I think it looks okay. I think having the pillars stripped would be a bit weird because it would be pretty much the same color as the fences. So I'm going to keep it unstripped for now. Man, this is using a whole lot of fences already. I don't think we're going to have enough. Damn, a lot more than I expected. All right, we literally only got 3/4 of the way. So I'm going to have to turn a bunch of those spruce logs into some spruce fences. But doesn't matter because we got a bunch of spruce logs just before the end of 200 days. So we're pretty good for spruce at the minute. Hopefully 2 stacks and 16 will be enough. All right, that is the fences done. Now we at least know where the perimeter of this build is going to be. But but there is a little bit of space on the outside, so I want to make sure I fix that up first before we work on the inside, because I guess the outside is kind of more important because, you know, you're going to be seeing this from the outside most of the time, so we want it to look good. Now, to do the outside, I'm going to use a bunch of different things. I'm going to use some spruce leaves and some oak leaves. I'm going to use a little bit of hay bales. Hay bales never go wrong. 13 should be enough. I'm going to use some bamboo with some string. I might try and add in a little bit of sugar cane. We'll see, but we'll have it just in case. Of course, wheat berries, rose bushes, and peonies are going to be great. Some tuff, andesite, and stone, just in case we want to make some boulders on the outside, making sure to bring the stairs and the slabs as well so we can round it off, and some bone meal, which I'm gonna have to use seeds to get. We have like way over a double chest, so I'm just gonna come over here, borrow this guy's little workstation, and yeah, I'm just gonna turn all these seeds into bone meal, which is gonna take a little time. So I guess I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright, so we've got ourselves a stack of bone meal. That took way longer than I expected. That should be enough stuff to get us going, so let's go back up. So I'm going to start off with the stone boulders and see where I can add some in. I'm thinking right on this corner here would be perfect. So let's remove this. Also remove this coarse dirt and chuck in some tuff on the bottom, some stone bricks, and then of course some andesite. Not going to be a huge boulder, just a little one. I think that's good. Make a couple buttons as well. And yeah, you know, it's not huge, but fills in that little bit there. Should I do one on the other side as well? Yeah, why not? There we go. And should we have one more? Let's see if there's a spot for any more boulders. Maybe on the back. Yeah, I think one right here would fit well. There we go. That's 3 boulders, and now we can chuck this stone back. Now, I'm going to dot a couple of these leaves just around the edge as well, because yeah, leaves make everything look better. And in Minecraft, we don't have a huge selection of shrubbery to add around, so, you know, leaves do a good job of that. Make sure we do it all around the back as well. Next up, I'll add in some bamboo just around the edges. So I found a spot over here which would be perfect right here. I'll remove that torch for now, and I'll just throw in some bamboo a little bit higher than the fence with the string on top to stop it growing anymore. Now we'll just add a couple extra ones in just at different heights just next to it. I think that will be good. I want to try and see it from the top up here. Let's see. Is that too much bamboo? No, I think it's okay. It kind of blends in a little bit with the sugar cane behind it, so having a little bit of extra there is actually probably good. We'll do some on this side as well. It does make sense having a lot of bamboo around the panda farm because, I mean, that's what the pandas eat. So, you know, it's going to be growing a lot around here. Okay, there we go. That side is now done as well. Let's have a quick gaze at that. Okay, that's looking okay. Keep in mind, this is still completely empty on the inside. We're only working on the outside right now. Now, I'm going to grab some sweet berries and dot them around the outsides because sweet berries are beautiful. I mean, that's why we're at the farm, so we can add them wherever we see fit. Just don't walk into them because they're a bit prickly. There's not really much room to work with on the back, so we've got to try and use every little available spot. Alright, and finally, we're going to use our tall flowers and some bone meal to fill in the rest. Okay, let's have a look at how that looks from up here. Okay, yeah, that's looking good. It's a little bit more filled in around the edge, which kind of makes the fence look a little bit better because it's not just a massive fence surrounded by nothing. Now, let's actually use a firework real quick. I know it's nighttime, but let's have a look at it from the sky. I think that's the best way to see. Now, even though it's empty, the area is already looking a lot better just by adding that in. So definitely coming along nicely. But mobs do spawn in here, so oh my days, we've got to be careful. You know what? Let's temporarily light up this area a little bit. Okay, so next up, we need to figure out the buildings. I want 2 in here. I want one just behind me here, just in this area here, and then potentially one over here as well. But I know over here it's going to be kind of like a sleeping area for the pandas. So let's go right up to the edge. We'll go up 3 blocks. So 3 blocks tall, 5 blocks in the middle. Oh no, we'll have 3 and then we'll have 3 again because that fits in there nicely. Hey, die and die. Now we'll come 3 forward, just like that. We'll do the exact same thing again, just to have like a little rectangle here. Now in this corner, I want another 3 block high, 3 block gap. Once again, 3, just kind of like a square this time. No rectangles on this one. We'll make sure to take this down because we don't want it to look like it's floating. There we go. And for these ones, I'm going to strip them so you can tell them apart. Okay, there we go. We got the buildings planned out. That's where they're going to be. Now, I got so much of this stone because there's going to be a bunch of rocks in here as well. So behind this one here, I want to have a rock to fill in this space, just like that. No one's really going to see behind here, but I want to put a rock in here as well. Just if you're on the other side, maybe it'll look a little bit better. I'm not 100% sure, but you know, might as well. Every little inch of this place has to be detailed. And you know, while we've got the stuff on us, I'm going to add a couple more rocks, of course. I'm going to have one just in this corner here. Boom. And then of course one on this side just to fill up the area a little bit more. Okay, so now inside there's 4 stacks of rocks, and on the outsides there's 3. So for now we're going to keep it like that because, you know, we can't just fill the whole thing up with rocks. That would be a little bit weird. Now in the middle I'm going to make a quick infinite water source because I want to add in some sugarcane. Now the best way to do this is of course going to be beside these rocks and in places where we can hide water without people being able to see it. So that's going to be right there, and then of course right here as well. So we can go ahead and chuck down some grass and then pretty much just fill this in with some sugarcane. Sugarcane looks pretty close to what bamboo looks like, just looks like more of it. So we're going to stack it kind of similar height, and I guess it gives it a little bit of a different color as well. I think it looks nice, but we're also going to add one on this side. I mean, just because we can, why not? Because they only go 3 high. If we make it more than 3, we don't even need to put anything on top. Now I want some over here, which would be perfect because it's easy to hide the water. There we go. And then I guess maybe some in this corner as well. So we'll have this one open and then one just there. Okay. You know what? I feel like we need some here as well. So I'm just going to put, maybe we'll do these 3 blocks. I think that will work well. You know what? I think this one's a little bit too high. That's just really weird right there. Let's knock that one down by 1. Okay, that's good for now. If we do need more, it's pretty easy to add some more in. But for now, I don't want to overdo it. I still need to figure out how I'm even going to bring the pandas in here because I've never captured pandas before, so I have absolutely no idea how it's going to work. So fingers crossed it's not actually that hard. Now I think the best thing to do in the middle here is like a little sort of swimming hole or lake or whatever you want to call it. We haven't got a huge amount of room to work with, so we're going to make it kind of small just because this is literally the roof of our secret entrance. So yeah, we're not going to be able to put anything really here, which kind of sucks, but what can you do? So because we can't change that stone, I'm just going to turn it all to stone. Maybe we'll shape it a little bit better, of course. There we go. I'll quickly turn this andesite to a slab. As you can see, and there's our base. That's how close we are. It's literally 1 block gap. Okay, I'm happy with this size. Let's go ahead and fill it up. At least then we're going to have an infinite water source. Don't have to make another one of those little temporary ugly ponds. Okay, can we put bone meal on the stone? Oh, we can. Okay, that's going to make it a lot nicer, I guess. I mean, we haven't really got much of an option other than that, so that's gonna have to do. Now of course around the pond I'm gonna go ahead and add in our special blocks. Oh no, it's gonna turn into real concrete, isn't it? Okay, I guess we're not gonna use brown concrete powder, but just use coarse dirt and podzol. All right, I'm also going to change this back to grass just so I can go and add some dirt paths in through here. So reach into this little section here, and then we'll also have it coming through here so we can reach this building over here. Very nice. The dirt paths also add in a lot of things to fill in the space. Definitely works well. I'm also going to add in some slabs here just to make it so you don't have to jump, and a grass block there because it's weird being on the edge. Okay, this is coming along nicely. I'm going to add in a lantern just like that, and then I think adding in some spruce leaves along the edge is going to be very, very nice. Okay, this place is coming along pretty nicely. I'm pretty happy with it so far. So obviously there's still a lot we need to do. We need to finish these buildings because right now it's not doing anything for the area. We still need to detail all of this, and of course, most importantly, get the pandas, which is going to be the hard part. Can we even do that? I don't know. We'll find out soon. But so far, I'm pretty happy with how this is coming along. It's coming along pretty nicely. Let's have a quick look now that we've got a little bit of the inside filled up. And okay, it doesn't really look too crush hot yet, but we're still going. It'll look better, I promise. All right, so next up, we need to get these roofs done because roofs make building so much better. Now, previously for the roofs, I've used dark oak and spruce, and I've also used some deep slate and spruce as well, but I think I prefer the dark oak. So let's go to our base real quick and grab up some dark oak logs and of course some spruce logs as well. I'll grab these ones because they're already made into the variants that we need. I don't know if we need more spruce logs. I'm gonna grab some anyway just in case. And we need, should we use bamboo blocks? Would that look okay? What do bamboo blocks look like? I've never actually used them. Can we change them back? Oh, we got bamboo planks. Okay. You know what? I've never used this block before in my life, but I'm gonna give it a red hot go. Oh no, we're gonna miss. Yep, right in the water. Rookie. You know, I don't even think I've ever had this block in my inventory, so this could be interesting. I think it's like a little green. Does that work with the brown? I think it might. I think that might actually work. Okay, hold on. Let me cook. let's go with that for now. You know, that's not actually as bad as I was expecting. That's okay. Okay, I think it's okay. For the roof, this is by far the most important part. I think I'm gonna raise it by another 1 and then connect it across like this, and then of course strip these bad boys up. Okay, and I want it to start on the side here, maybe 1 block above. This one gonna have to move right there, and I'll do the same on the other side. I'm literally building from the heart right now. I have no idea what this is gonna look like. Right now it's looking a bit funky, but not everything that is beautiful started off beautiful. So, you know, we gotta try and freshen this up. We're gonna have it kind of meet up in the middle. You know, pretty simple. We're not gonna go too crazy on it. Nothing too bonkers. I mean, chucking a roof on it already just makes it look a lot better. Connect it across like that, and then I need some spruce slabs. 61 should be enough, hopefully. I don't see why not. It's not a very big roof. And we'll just fill in this space here. Okay, and that is that filled in. The other way we could have done it, we could have had it go the other way and had like a little peak in the middle, but I think this looks okay. I think it's all right. Now for the top, I'm just going to fill this all the way up with bamboo. Just like that. There we go. I'll just fill that middle one in as well. I thought there was maybe going to be a window there, but yeah, that didn't work out. Okay, this is what we're working with. It's certainly not the best. Now, for the windows, what if we used bamboo like this with a fence? No, that's too much bamboo. Too much. What if I went like this? Bamboo planks. Okay, you know what? We're going to go with that. I think that looks okay. Okay, so that's a basic setup for now. I'm going to grab some spruce stairs and chuck them on the entrance here. This is going to be like an open area for them to kind of just walk in and, you know, do their whatever they got to do. Maybe relax. I'm going to fill the roof in with some just basic spruce slabs. Well, I guess the ceiling, it's not the roof. Oh, we had the perfect amount of slabs. That's crazy. Let me just put some torches in here because it's a bit dark. I think it's still a little bit flat, so I'm going to use some trapdoors to kind of round off the entrance a little bit. Yeah, that's a lot better. Definitely much nicer. But it still looks very weird. I didn't realize you could turn bamboo into sticks. No way. That's so good. Gonna make up some dark oak fences. 18 should be plenty. And I'm gonna go ahead and place them against these. Then I'm gonna need to change these just a little bit to make it look a little bit less weird because it's kind of floating. And you know what? I'll do the same here. Now, how do I connect this part? Should I go like this? No. No, we shouldn't. What about upside down? No, maybe we should. Guys, I'm not going to lie. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. I'm kind of just trying things out and seeing what's going to stick. Because right now, I'm kind of a little bit lost. What if we went like this, right? And then here we'll go up by 1. No. By a trapdoor. Okay. Yes, I think that's okay. We can actually add a hanging lantern there. Okay, that could be nice. I don't have any though. So I need to add this on this side as well. Let's do that. There we go. Oh, it's a little bit tricky to get out of this spot. Oh my days. You know what? I think this has turned out not too bad. I don't like the lantern there. I just feel like it's in the way. So I'm going to add the hanging lantern there. And I'll go grab another couple lanterns. We haven't got any, and yeah, I love lanterns. I use them obviously a lot. They're everywhere. Thankfully, we have a ton of iron. We're no longer poor. We got over a stack and a half. Oh no, man. I don't even have my hoe on me. Whatever. We'll fix that eventually. I don't even know when we're going to fix it because I'm probably going to forget, but we'll walk across it one day and remember to fix it. But for now, it's just going to be broken. Whatever. These berries grown look so nice. I'm not going to lie. They're so beautiful. I wish we had more variants, like the same kind of bush, just with like blackberries, blueberries, maybe some orange ones. I don't know. I think that would be so sick. But anyway, now we got hanging lanterns in there. Should this be connected by logs? I think it should. I think that makes sense. Like that. Yeah, why not? Okay, you know what? I'm actually pretty happy with that. Oh, I already have a whole stack. What the hell? Considering I've never used a bamboo block before, I've like literally never even had it in my inventory. That was a first, okay? I think it's turned out pretty nice. I'm actually kind of digging it a little bit. Okay, now we got to figure out this one. Oh, this one's going to be a bit tricky just because it's so small. The smaller a build is, like even this build's pretty small, the harder it is for me to kind of like figure out how to make it look good because there's just so much less options. The bigger something is, the easier it is to kind of hide all of the imperfections. But when the builds are this small, the imperfections kind of stick out like a sore thumb. There's not a whole lot of stuff you can do to fix it. For this roof, I'm kind of wanting like a little bit of a peak. So if we go like this on the edge, like that, go up by 3. What about that? I'm not going to lie. I'm trying something really risky here. So we might even end up deleting this. What about that? Okay. Okay. Guys, I think we're cooking. I think we're cooking. Let's just replicate that on all sides. Wow. We literally had the perfect amount of slabs. That's crazy. One thing we don't have the perfect amount of though is blocks of bamboo. We've only got 3. We need 4 at least. So let me see. Have we got any in here? Nope. Nope. And nope. Okay. I'm going to do something crazy. Okay. I'm going to fly all the way over there and see all that bamboo. I'm just going to steal a bunch of it. All right. And no one's going to even notice. Look how much bamboo is over here. We don't even need a bamboo farm. Like, watch this. Watch this. I'm not even going to cut this. I'm just going to keep this straight. Right. Look how much bamboo we're going to get just from like literally a few seconds. Okay. I've been talking the whole time. No cuts. No cuts. And we got almost 4 stacks. That was like 10 seconds maybe. Wait a minute. Can we get a ton of emeralds from this? Because if we turn these into sticks, 2 bamboo is 1 stick. That right there is 1 emerald. So a stack of bamboo is 1 emerald, I guess. Oh, not these cheeky buggers. Not the guys I really want to be dealing with right now. I guess we'll figure out that emerald situation a bit later. Right now, we're just here to grab some bamboo. Okay, I got a full shulker of bamboo. Why? I don't actually know. It was just so satisfying to knock it all down. But we took a decent chunk out of this, but there is still a metric ton of bamboo literally as far as the eye can see. So we're never going to run out, I don't think. Anyway, let's head back. I'm going to have a quick little shut of the eyes just to stop those phantoms from spawning because there is... Oh, we're coming hot. Oh, we came in so fast then. I was worried we were going to die. Just because I don't want them to be spawning every second. It's a bit annoying. You know, still nighttime. We're not skipping nights. This isn't a normal hardcore. We're actually fighting the nights out, alright? This is real hardcore Minecraft. But anyway, we have a metric ton of bamboo. We're going to be good for a while, so let's get back to building. Just going to make a whole stack of them. Oh man, it's 9 bamboo per 1 block. I thought it was 4. Okay, my days, that's a lot. Let's make a couple more. Here we go, 59. So it's 6, 8, oh, pretty much 8 stacks makes 59 bamboo blocks. Okay, that's pretty pricey. I'm not going to lie. Bit of a rip-off? Maybe. But, yeah, whatever. Chuck these bad boys in here. I'm going to do the exact same design. I want to keep it kind of simple, but only 2 walls. These 2 are going to be open. Chuck in some fences. I feel like this grass should be extended by 2 blocks. I think it's weird how it was. Maybe another block there and then there. Okay, sure. Why not? Gonna add in the trapdoors and the stairs to the entrances. Like I said, I'm just going to keep it nice and familiar, at least within here. It needs to all match. We don't want the pandas getting confused, you know what I mean? They don't seem like the most intelligent animals anyway. No offense. I should add a hanging lantern like that. I think that's cool. Do it on the outskirts as well. Boom and boom. Okay. Okay. You know, this one's turning out a lot better than I thought it would. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of liking it. But now comes the tricky part. How do we do this? So I go like this. Yes, I think. Grab up a bunch of slabs and kind of just place these in and try and figure this out because right now I have no idea. I don't think I've ever built a real roof like this. So this is a first for me. We're in uncharted territory right now. And we literally ran out of slabs again. Oh my days. I can convert these. These should be planks. No need for them to be slabs. Okay, and should the dark oak continue to the middle or should it be spruce? I feel like it makes sense to be spruce though. What if we go like this and then like that? Okay, let's have a look at that from a distance because I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be okay. I feel like it's getting pretty tall. Does it need to be that tall? Yeah, no, that's way too tall. Okay, hold on. Okay, you know what? I'm going to mess around with it just until I get it looking a little bit better because right now, I think I want to change these to some more stairs for the spruce and just lower this a little bit. So let me figure something out. Okay, I think this is going to do okay. You know, I've shortened it quite a lot. I'm not 100% happy with this dark oak at the top, but I wish I could put a stair there, but obviously that's not going to work because that's a half block. So yeah, that sucks, whatever. But, you know, I think it's turned out okay. Now, at least with both buildings here, it is starting to take a little bit of a better shape. Next thing we need to do is figure out the gate. So I was thinking I can put in these spruce fences with just spruce fence gates in the middle. I don't have any of those on me, but I know I definitely have them at the base. I also want to grab up some sand while I'm there, just for the floor. I think hay bales and sand could look good. So we're going to try that. Oh, look at that. We made it. That was beautiful. That was as perfect as it could have gotten, not gonna lie. So I'll grab up just some sand. Is sand gonna work well with hay bales? Let's see. No, that's a big difference. What else have we got? What about a stripped jungle log? No, we'll do that. We'll do hay bales and a stripped jungle log. I think that'll look okay. Let me just make up some more hay bales just in case. 7 more will be perfect. Beautiful. All right, let's get up there, mate. Actually, no. Well, let me grab some seeds as well. Wherever the seeds are. What the hell? Oh, here we go. Also just going to quickly dump a bunch of stuff that I don't need right now because we have a bunch of just random crap. Okay, let's go. So I'll rip out this floor here. First, I'll place in some jungle logs. And I'll strip these bad boys up. Then some hay bales. Then again, some more jungle logs. And you know what? Maybe some bamboo planks in the middle. That might look okay. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? That's fine. I feel like there's too much jungle log though. So let's add in another 2 hay bales. That'd be sweet. Okay, for a floor, it's okay. It's all right. I'll do the exact same thing over here. So bamboo plank in the middle, some hay bales, then of course some stripped logs, and that should be beautiful, mate. All right. Now the floor around the path, I was supposed to grab fence gates as well. Do we have spruce logs? Ooh, barely enough, but I think we should be okay. Oh yeah, we got 6. That's 3 more than we needed. I don't know why I made 6, whatever. But yeah, now we got a gate. Gonna add in some coarse dirt, podzol, and brown concrete throughout this path just to give it a little bit more oomph. Because right now there's no oomph. No oomph at all. Okay, there we go. The path has a lot more oomph. Now I want to add in some wheat farms. So, I know it doesn't really make a huge amount of sense for pandas. You know, they eat bamboo, not wheat. But these farms are for aesthetics. Now, I might overuse them a little bit, but yeah, I love myself a good wheat farm, all right? There's nothing better. Nothing better than a good wheat farm. Beautiful. And I'm going to put one over here as well. Just along this back fence. I think that'll look pretty nice. Okay. Now, when that grows, it's going to look so good. Unbelievably good. Now, we do need to add some bamboo in here because that's one thing we don't actually have yet. And I don't actually know why. We put it on the outside, but there needs to be some on the inside. So I guess a bamboo there. Some here. Maybe some in here as well. Like I said to you guys, I've never made a panda enclosure before. This is a first for me. So, yeah, I'm kind of just trying to figure this out as we go. But all things considered, I think it's turning out pretty good. Yeah, I'm liking this. This is turning out very nice. There definitely needs to be some over here though. So, I'll delete these 2 and I'll place in some bamboo here. Oh no, I'm trapped here. Oh, that's horrible. I'm going to use a firework to get out of here because I kind of want to see it. Come on. Oh my days. I want to see this from the sky. It's almost daytime. I probably could have waited a little bit, but it's dark. We need to add some more light in, but I think it's coming along nicely. It's definitely filled in the area very well. And once we get pandas in here, it's going to be so much better. So let's add in some flowers to add a bit of color because it's very boring right now. And as always, wait, let me quickly do this as well. There we go. And as always, bone meal. Bone meal is my go-to. Now I am going to lighten it up a little bit. I'm just going to place it all in everywhere just to make sure all the spots are hit. And I'm going to reduce it up quite a bit where there's a little bit too much. Okay. That's good. That's looking good. This is looking really good, actually. I'm very happy with this. Now, in terms of lighting, I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. The current lighting we've got right now is not going to cut it. Maybe I'm just going to try and see if I can add some torches in. Just in, like, a bit of the low-key places. Maybe... Nah, this is really hard. Lighting is very difficult. Just going to add a torch there. I know it's kind of pretty bad, but for now, I don't really know what else to do. Maybe some torches on the entrance. I guess that kind of makes sense. Yeah, I'm going to chuck them on these pillars here. I think that makes the most amount of sense to me. At least on the ones that I can place them. Back here's a bit dark, so can I get a torch just in here? That's hidden very nicely. Okay. I think that should be sufficient lighting. Let's have a quick gander at that. Oh, guys, this is starting to come together pretty nicely. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of falling in love with it a little bit. It's looking pretty banger. So now we have to go get the pandas. That's going to be tough. Because I'm going to assume that they like bamboo and they're going to follow me if I'm holding bamboo. And I'm assuming if I feed them bamboo, they make babies. Because, I mean, who doesn't make babies after having some delicious food? I mean, bamboo. So, let's see. I know we flew past them over here. So, I'm going to come over here and see if I can find any of these chubby buggers. It is going to be a long journey. Look at the distance. I know it probably doesn't seem like far, but that's a couple hundred blocks. Like, that's a huge area we got to cross. I think it's even further than the cows. The only reason you can see it is because of the distant horizons I've got on. You can see a lot further than normal. It just uses LOD to kind of allow my computer to survive. But it still looks good. You can see in the distance our build is looking bloody huge and awesome and mega. But anyway, where are these chubby buggers? It's the middle of the day, so we've got a little bit of time. I think, oh, that really kind of gives us 5 minutes, I think, or somewhere around that. I see cows, I see pigs, I see chickens. I don't see pandas. I'm going to try and stay in the bamboo biome. I think that literally makes the most amount of sense. Wait, they can't climb bamboo, can they? Gee, I hope not. Otherwise, they're going to have a good old time getting out of this enclosure. I see a parrot. Maybe we should get a parrot enclosure too. That would be cool. I don't even know how. Maybe seeds. That makes sense. Once you get parrots to follow you, there's no pandas anywhere. All I see is bamboo. Bamboo everywhere. Man, I knew I should have like trapped it in a hole when I seen it. What's the point of having a panda enclosure if you've got no pandas? Okay, this is normal jungle. I don't think they spawn in normal. Hey, buddy. Oh, he is so slow. This is gonna take so bloody long. Oh, but he's fiending for this bamboo. All right, you stay here. I'm not gonna make this distance twice. I need to find another one. I need to find your buddy. There's got to be another one around here somewhere. There's another. Okay. Come with me, Mike. Come over here, buddy. Hey, I got ya some delicious bamboo. Guys, look how slow he is. Can we see our base in the distance? We can. Look how far it is. This is going to take forever. You know how many creepers I'm going to have to disembowel to be able to get through? Come on, buddy. We got to get to your mate before he runs away. Oh my days, he's so slow. This is going to be a lot worse than I thought. At least his mate's kind of going in the right direction. He's seen me. They're both coming. Come on. They are pretty cute, I'm not going to lie. Kind of looks like they're sad. We're definitely not going to make it before the sun goes down, so this is going to be a fight. This is going to be a night fight. So I guess I'll see you guys if anything interesting happens. If not, right back at the base. Okay, this has got to be by far the most painful 30 minutes of my entire life. I'm not even exaggerating. This was absolute torture. The amount of times they just randomly stopped following me or got stuck and I had to break blocks just like this. What the hell? What are you doing? Walk, man. Come on. Or they just started running the opposite way. Man, these guys are lucky that they're going to be the Adam and Steve of the pandas, because if they weren't, I probably would have killed them. I'm not going to lie. I was pretty close. But we're here, almost here. They still got to make it through the gate. I might even have to open that for them because these chubby buggers got stuck on so many blocks pretending they couldn't get through, even though I know they could. I had to break blocks to get them to keep moving, but whatever. It's in the past now. They're finally here and we're going to get these guys absolutely multiplying, all right? We're going to give them bamboo for days. We're going to keep these energetic youngsters going a mile a minute, pumping out babies like it's 1948, all right? These are the baby boomers of the pandas. Going to get this race beaming. Okay, they can't even fit through there. What? Can they fit through there? Hey, buddy. Hey, see what I'm talking about? They're slow unless I put the bamboo away and then they start running. They become Usain Bolt. I'm not even lying. Don't tell me you can't fit through there. There's no way. Come on. Do they seriously not fit through there? Oh my God, they don't. Stop pushing each other. Oh my days. Get in here. Okay, they're stuck. Now, can they get out? If they can't get out of that, that's literally perfect. Do they actually not fit through a 1-block gap? It's technically kind of a 2-block gap because it's only a half block on the sides, but hey, if they don't fit through that, that's perfect. I know the babies will, so I still got to keep that up. Babies fit through everything. Right, you guys traveled a long distance. Right, now it's time for you to finally get to know each other, right? Make a baby. Oh my days, look at that. That was quick. They do not mess around. Oh my days, that has to be, that was fast, all right? Kind of looks like, hey, oh no, they get poisoned. Do the big ones get poisoned? Come here, mate. Do you get poisoned as well? Go into the bush. You get, oh no, they do. Okay, I gotta get rid of these sweet berry bushes. That's unfortunate, but you know, we can't have them getting poisoned. All right. Hey, he likes the house. Okay, he's running away. He doesn't like me. Is he running away from me? Is that what it is? Oh, that is so adorable. No way. They do little flips. Oh man, look at this little guy go. He's only just been born. He's having the time of his life. I can't even front flip. Oh man, look at him go. He's just rolling everywhere. Wow, this is incredible. I love pandas. Now, I hope they can't climb out anywhere, but he's got way too much energy. He needs to calm down. I'm pretty sure they're good. I want to get a bunch of pandas in here. We don't need to breed them like the cows, but I do want, like, let's say 12 pandas. Do the big ones do front flips as well, or is it just the babies? Because this guy's going crazy. This guy just doesn't stop rolling. Man, that's adorable. Okay, anyway, I got to stop admiring these little chubby buggers and instead admire my creation. This is looking fantabulous, guys. Remember, this was literally just an open grass plot before, and now it's incredibly beautiful. I have just realized though, the back of this mountain is not detailed at all. That is no bueno. But anyway, let's pack up our stuff and chuck all back into storage. Let's see if we can make it in there again from just flying down here. Nope, that was terrible. Okay, I don't know where I'm gonna put all this stuff because we've got a lot of herb stuff. We need to get this chest area sorted, guys. It is not good at all, mate. Okay, we have way too much bamboo. Okay, that's all of our chests empty. Or I guess shulker boxes, sorry. So now I'm going to go back to our beetroot farm real quick and try and get that expanded, just because we need to keep making sure that we get more so we can fill in this entire farm up here, because we do not have enough beetroot crops, nowhere near enough. But that's an easy fix, because every time we've harvested this little farm up here, we double or triple the size. So not long from now, we're going to have pretty much unlimited beetroot, just like we have carrots, potatoes, and wheat, and we're going to be bloody good, mate. But we still have no use for the beetroot, so yeah. I'm so in love with this area. This area looks so good. We haven't really spent any of the video over this side, so it's nice to come over here and admire it, you know. Beautiful. I'm going to grab myself some more meat, because I've been running a bit low. And let's see if these guys are ready to have another baby. You guys ready? Oh, they look like they're hungry. Yes, they are. All right, show me what you got, guys. Give us another one. They're so fast. They didn't even touch. They just had to look at each other and out popped another baby. That's crazy. Wow, remarkable. Wait, so this one has a cute little tongue, but this one doesn't. Why? What are you doing over here, mate? Don't try and get a way out. No way. I hope there's not a way out. Can't jump up here. Or could they jump up here and then walk over? Oh, no. Maybe I'll have to turn this one this way, because then they can't jump up unless they walked around. And that's pretty unlikely. I don't think they'll be able to do that. What about over here? Oh, he's trying. He's trying. Look at him, cheeky bugger. Yeah, you're not getting out of that, mate. No way. Oh, I almost pushed him out. Oh, man. That would have been bad. Yeah, you can keep trying, but it's not happening. All right, guys, I'm so happy with this. This looks so beautiful. Look at them just relaxing in the pond. I knew that was a good idea. That's so cute, man. We got a beautiful family of 4. So now that this amazing panda farm is done, it's time to fix a problem that this world has had for a while now. So we have spent over 205 days now in this world, and this is the base we're still working out of, which was built literally on day 25. So we're in a desperate need of an upgrade. Just as an example, this is the entire base, and then this is the entrance, which is much, much bigger than our entire base. So this needs to be fixed. Now I am going to keep our main kind of base underground, and I'm not going to delete this. I want to keep this as like a remembrance for humble beginnings. But we no longer require this entrance here, which was the original entrance into our base before we dug this entire thing out. We literally used to have a ladder to get into this base. I haven't actually used this ladder for like 150 days. So let me go ahead and finally put a top on this thing. There we go. It's shut off forever. Now there's a couple villages in here. Let's get them down. Come down here, guys. You can go and wander off into the world, into civilization. Go on, mate. Anyway, I think the perfect way to do this is to keep the same entrance. So what I'm going to do is just remove some of these blocks here. I'm going to just fill all of this in. Okay, there we go. It's a little bit deeper now. Now I'm going to remove these and add some oak logs in here, just like we have over there, because I want to keep the base a similar design that we've done here, just so we can kind of effectively have a bigger version of the base. So we're paying homage to the original beginnings. So I'll go up by one more block here and then add in exactly what we added in over here. So like the entrance to this side is exactly the same as over here. Now I think I should section off the bottom with some logs and then add in some andesite just in a checkered pattern like this. Okay, that's all right. Now because it's a little bit dark, I'm going to add in a little lantern like this just in the middle on both sides. And you know what? We'll add a stair on the top too, just to make it a little bit more even. And there we go. Very, very nice. Okay, so I'm sure this is a good time to mention it, but I literally have no idea how this is going to look. I'm building this with no plan at all. So I'm just going to start digging, I guess. I do want this to be multi-leveled, not just one level like this one was. So I guess I want this to come out to like a little balcony area. So we'll expand this by 5 blocks or make it 6 blocks. Well, that's a bit more than 6. Just so I can place in another line of oak logs here, just like that. And we'll do the same thing on this side. Okay, there we go. We got a 5-block section on this side and of course a 5-block section on this side. Now I don't need my elytra, so I'm going to replace this for now because I don't want to keep gliding everywhere. It's getting a bit annoying. Okay, so with this top level, it's probably going to also go 5 blocks over. So we're going to go another 3, just like this. So then there's 5 blocks here, and I'll place some oak logs here, just so we know exactly where the kind of middle is. And then we'll place another one here. We'll just dig this line out, just like that. And then again, you know what? I'm going to light up this area because I don't want anything mean to spawn. That would be a bit annoying. So this looks good to me for now. We're going to walk out here. We're going to be on the 2nd level of the base, or maybe even the 3rd level, who knows. And we're going to be able to jump off, but up here will be like a walk-in area, I guess. Now, this entire thing is going to have a humongous auto sorting system because right now our chest sorting area is not very good, but it's going to be set up so that we don't even have to go into the base to drop off the items. The drop-off point will still be inside of this base. So I'll literally be able to drop the things off in this section and they'll automatically head down into here and get sorted out. That's not an auto farm, don't worry. We're still not doing any auto farms in this series. This is an auto sorting system, just so we don't have to go through each chest every single time we drop off items. Now, I think we're going to need to make this another 2 sections long on each side. Let's just do one for now, just like that. So once again, 5 blocks. Each little section is going to be 5 blocks wide. Alrighty, this is starting to get a lot bigger, but nowhere near as big as it's going to get. We even have some villagers walking around in here. So I'm going to try and build out this whole level here, just kind of dig it out, just so I can kind of get a better idea because I'm a little bit stumped right now. I need to just dig and see what our pickaxe can create for us. So enjoy the time lapse. Alright, so the entire upper level is now excavated out and it's looking pretty good to me. So now, before we go down, while we're close to the roof, I kind of want to make sure I figured that part out first, just to make it a little bit easier for us later. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and expand all of these ones in the middle up by 3. I was gonna maybe use stone walls and fences, but I think we're gonna need to use some logs because we gotta make it at least a little bit similar to what the inside was. And as you can see on the inside, we were just using flat logs. So I want to try and keep it as familiar to this base as possible because I still want to show some love to it because this is what got us through the first 200 days. And I mean, we survived. So obviously the base is a good luck charm for us. So I'm going to expand every single one of these up all the way to the roof. Now, thankfully, just before the end of the 200 days, we did get ourselves a bunch of logs. But yeah, this is all we've got left of the oak. We got mostly jungle and spruce. We are going to be using spruce logs and potentially jungle logs, but the oak logs are going to be the main trim block for this entire base. So we're going to need a lot of them. Now I'm going to connect these in the middle here. Remember, this is going to be like a balcony area up here, and down here will all be open up down to another level. All right, that is looking good, but a little bit flat. So I'm going to add some sticky outy bits to this part here, just for now, just while we've got access to it. Boom. Okay. Now stone buttons on those sticky outy bits will be absolutely beautiful, mate. It's going to give it a lot of extra detail. I mean, look at that. Just changes it so much nicer. Alrighty. So I'm going to leave this like that for now, just until we get another level dug out, just because it's kind of hard to visualize how this will look with it still not dug out. There's still a lot of digging to do, but we're going to work on the roof first. So I'm going to grab these spruce stairs. I think spruce stairs sit very nicely with oak logs. I'm going to place them just like this on each of these pillars here. And I'll grab some spruce slabs as well. And then in between that, like this, I'll add a line of them in. No. I've changed my mind again. Oh my days, this is bad. I'm going to use dark oak stairs. We do have quite a lot of dark oak logs, which is very fortunate. I'm going to turn all these bad boys into stairs. I'm going to change these to stairs just for like a trim. I think that'll be nicer. They are pretty dark against the oak, but it might work. Just bear with me. Fingers crossed it works. Otherwise, we're just going to, this is going to be absolutely dog. But let's go ahead and expand that up by 1 again. But this time, instead of using dark oak stairs, we'll go ahead and convert another half stack into slabs. All right, we got plenty. We shouldn't need any more of those. We're going to use dark oak slab like this, right? Bear with me. We're working. We're cooking up a feast, all right? And then slabs in the middle again. How is that? I think that's pretty nice. And that will obviously continue up until it meets this bit here. We're definitely going to need some scaffolding though. So let me go ahead and finish this side and we'll see how it looks and if we have to destroy it or not. Hopefully not. All right, so that is this side done. And of course I expanded the oak logs up to the top, connected them there instead, and then added this little kind of thing here because it looked weird with them just being square. And oh my days, this has really kind of made this whole side feel so much bigger. And it's literally only one side done. So once we do all the 4 sides, this is gonna look absolutely mental already. And we're not even done there. Guys, I'm telling you, this is going to be the best underground base you have ever seen in your entire goddamn lives. Oh my days. This is gonna be nuts, guys. I'm telling you. I'm calling it right now. So I'm gonna absolutely just go mental for the next 20-30 minutes and finish all the other 3 sides. I'm also gonna need to go get some oak logs from upstairs. So enjoy the time lapse of all of that. I think it's gonna look absolutely groovy. So I'll see you guys in about 15 seconds. Alright, and now that is the inside compartments kind of done. We obviously still need to work on the wall parts, but, you know, we're working on the entire build just to get it all set up before we start adding anything into these compartments, because, you know, that's the easy part. We got to do the hard part first. So obviously, I've dug out this roof by another 2 blocks, so, I mean, this place is feeling absolutely massive. For 1 level, it feels huge, and just remember, it's going to go down even further for a 2nd level down the bottom. Like, this is the top floor here. Now, obviously, this is going to sort of cascade up to the middle a little bit more and sort of just, you know, I don't even know yet, but it's going to be cool. All right. I know it's going to be cool. I know that much. But now what we need to do is, of course, add in some fences along here. Just fences and gates. Now I'm going to use oak just because we've used so much spruce, like an unbelievable amount of spruce already. So I think adding spruce fences and gates in there as well is just going to be a bit too much. So let me turn the jungle logs into sticks. Then I'll create a bunch of these fences and then a bunch of these gates as well. The gates are very expensive, but you know, whatever. We got 40 of each, so that should be good. We're going to have the fences like that and then the gates like that, because it's weird just having fences along there. I like to use this design in pretty much everything. Just looks so much better. I mean, you can do fences on the side as well and just do that, but I prefer the fences in the middle like this. I think that looks better. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on the middle ones just yet. I know for sure that one's going to be open, but I'm going to leave them all open just for now. Ooh, we were close. We definitely have enough fences, but not enough fence gates. We need 8 more. Boom. There we go. Okay, now the fences are in. I still need to have something here because it's a little bit too flat for me. If I put just these like that. No. What if I have them facing in like that? You know what? I don't know yet. I don't know. It's a little bit hard to imagine because obviously this isn't going to actually be on the floor. So we got to dig down before we start working on that part. So for now, we'll just leave that. Oop, I've forgotten a button. Boom. Any other buttons I've forgotten? I tend to forget things here and there. Okay, it looks good to me. I have forgotten a trapdoor here. Okay, that looked weird, but it's fixed now. I think for these corners, I should just put a slab because it looks weird being empty. I'm not gonna lie. Just like that. Yeah, that's so much better. I'm not gonna lie though. I am burning an absolute hole through my stockpile of logs already. Like, this thing is using so much wood, it's not even funny. Just on the trapdoors alone, I've already used an entire stack of spruce logs plus extra. They cost so much to make, it's nuts. But it's such a small thing, it's silly, very silly. But that is looking pretty good to me. Now, of course, building up more, not 100% sure how it's gonna look when it's fully finished. That's gonna be a bit hard, but obviously right now, for me, I think it's looking pretty nice. So it's a good start to our base. Now, of course, in these corners here, I think that's where I'm going to have the staircase to go downstairs. And of course, you'll be able to jump down from here because, you know, I don't want to use the stairs. I'm going to have to use them to get up, but I don't want to use them to get down. I want to jump down. And then underneath, we're going to have pretty much the bottom floor is going to be 100% for sorting all of our items. Mostly blocks. I think this is going to be a mostly block area. But man, it is going to be so nice to finally have an actual storage. I've been saying I've been going to do this for a long time and, you know, it's finally happening. We definitely needed this bad. Our current storage has literally been hanging on by a wing and a prayer. I think almost every single chest is full. Like, mostly stone. I'm going to have a whole sort of section just for stone. But yeah, it's going to be nice. It's going to be a massive increase. So now it's time to figure out this roof, which I think is going to be a little bit difficult, but we'll figure it out. The edge is going to be pretty easy. I'm just going to dig out 2 blocks and replace them with some spruce slabs. I mean, easier said than done, of course. Actually doing it is going to be pretty tough. So it's going to be like this. I'm going to have to remove both blocks, add a bottom slab and then a top slab as well around the entire thing. So let me do that. All right, this is what we've got going so far, and it's apparent that I'm going to need some more of these scaffolding. I've only got 49 left, and I need to make another square in the middle because I can't reach any of this. I think probably right here. Actually, no, I'll just go right in this corner here. I might not need to make more scaffolding. We'll see. We might have just enough. Nope, we definitely need to make some more. We don't need a whole heap more, but I'm going to see how much does a stack of string get us, because I think that's our limiting factor right now. We have an absolute metric ton of bamboo. Oh, we got tons. We got so much. Let me grab some more bamboo. I might as well turn it all into it. Boom. Okay, now we've got pretty much more scaffolding than we could probably ever need. Oh, I had another stack in here anyway. Oh well. So I'm going to keep that stack on me for now because I'm sure we're going to need some more eventually. I'm not sure if this is going to reach everything just yet. All right, there we go. Now I can get rid of this middle bit. All right, this is what we got now. Looking pretty good. I'll just get rid of this gravel, which has no business being here. All right, so this is what it's looking like. I just added the slabs all the way around. We're currently sitting on day 211 and yeah, this is taking a lot longer than I was expecting. Yeah, apparently it's a lot harder to build these in survival than creative. And yeah, all my tutorials I've made in creative. So yeah, this is a new experience for me. To any of you who may have built my underground bases before, I'm so sorry. But anyhow, the next part is going to require another block dug out. I'm not going to go too high on this. I want to try and keep it a little bit lower just because, I mean, you know, that's even more work for me if I make it super high, but it's already difficult enough. So I'm just going to dig it out kind of maybe another 2 or 3 blocks right in the middle, but we'll see how we go up. Let me remove this entire level. All right, that's another block dug out. Let me go ahead and place in some oak logs. For the middle ones, we're going to go 2 with 1 sticking down, just like this. And then for these side ones, I'm going to go 3 and then 3 with the 4th one sticking down. Then I'm going to connect them together and then connect them once again 1 block down, like an offset. So it kind of creates a little bit of a bit more circular rather than square. So it's going to be pretty much like that all the way around. Definitely going to need to try and make a different contraption here. Man, this is going to be tough. This is going to be a really weird little bit of scaffolding here. I'm not going to lie. Oh my days, what is this? It definitely works though. I'm not going to lie. All these lines have made it a lot easier to move around up here. So it's a little bit of a weird design, but I think it'll make more sense once we get some blocks in here. I'm thinking I'm going to use some spruce stairs. I think that'll be pretty nice. All right, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. We've already done that wood part. So now let me grab some of these bad boys. Hopefully 2 stacks will be enough. I doubt it, but hopefully we can dream. I'm gonna place these in like this, and then on something like this, place them kind of like that. Oh no, we fall. Okay, that's a bit awkward. Oh, you can sneak on these. Okay, that's good. So we'll place them like that, and then on this one here, place them around like this, with the middle one being just a oak log facing down. I think that's nice. I'm gonna do the exact same pattern on pretty much every little hole that we've got over here. So once again, let me go ahead and get that done. All right, all these stairs are in and it's looking a little bit better. We still can't properly see how this is going to look because we still need to go down, but I think I'm pretty happy at the minute. I'm just going to add in some spruce slabs, kind of like this, just on the outside of these logs. Oh, we almost fell off there. Can I reach? Oh, just. Look at that. I'm definitely not reaching that though. Look how close. I can barely even reach the edge. Mate, that is nuts. That is so very lucky. Okay, that's the edges. I don't like how straight these are, so I'm going to just add 3 in to kind of circle it off a little bit because it's a very 90-degree angle. And in a world full of 90-degree angles, you need to kind of limit the amount in your builds. I'm not going to lie. There we go. Okay. So now where from here? This is the tricky part. I think I'm definitely going to fill this in here just so I can kind of see it a little bit better. It's a bit hard to understand it with all those little holes there. Okay, that's nice. All right, I'm gonna need to place in a bunch more scaffolding. Let's go right through the middle if we can. I'm gonna need to grab some more. I'll dump off all this stone too because we're almost full once again. We have way too much stone. So it turns out I can just make a massive platform like this. I had no idea I could do this. This is a game changer on my days. Man, this is fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna find the middle, which is right here. And I'm gonna dig out like a little circle kind of thing, just like that. And then I'm gonna grab some stone slabs just so I can curve the roof off a little bit more. So I'm going to go another 3 blocks here. I'm going to place stone slabs in. So we're left with something like this. Now I think we just make a circle. So we'll go 2, then 1, and then 2, just like this. Oh yeah. Okay, hold on. I think that's beautiful. Look at that. That's perfect. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. It's looking pretty groovy. Now I want to add in some designs into the roof, kind of like we did over here. As you can see, I added this little bit in there. So I'm gonna grab a bunch of andesite, both polished and normal, and I'm gonna see what we can come up with. I think I'm gonna use an andesite right in the very middle block, and then just the obvious design of andesite around. Beautiful. And then on this corner, or the sides, I guess, only on the sides, not on the corners, like that. And of course like that. I think that's pretty good. I think that's bang on what we need. Now for the lighting, I'm going to add a stone brick wall right in the very middle, fence and a lantern. And on the edges, I'm probably going to use just a fence and a lantern like that. I don't think we need the stone brick as well. I think that's nice because it's one block lower than that. Let's try that. And then we'll remove all the scaffolding and see what we've got. Okay, look at that. Now we've got a bunch of light. The roof is lit up pretty well. I'm happy with that. So let's remove all this scaffolding. Now there's just a million pieces of scaffolding everywhere. All right, and this is what we're left with. I'm pretty happy with that. That's looking bloody beautiful, mate. Oh my days. Okay, now the next thing to do is, of course, dig down. How many blocks, I hear you ask? Let's go with 5. So I'll dig right in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now we've got that. I am going to need to place in some oak logs here, like that, and get a ladder in there, just so we can get up and down. I'm not sure if that's going to be the main way we do it just yet, but for now, that's pretty much all we got. We don't really have another option. Now, because I desperately need to get my stone storages set up, I'm going to do just one side first, just so we can kind of figure out how we're going to do the storage, because that's going to be pretty much all of downstairs except for the middle part. Not sure what we're doing there yet, but let's dig that out, and hopefully our pick lasts long enough to do the whole thing, but we'll find out. Okay, seems like I've found myself a cave, and here I was thinking that we weren't going to have any problems this episode. Whoa, it turns out we definitely do. Oh man. Okay, I've lit up the area hopefully enough. I guess we'll find out soon. I'm going to dig one extra block just so I can get these corner pillars in. And then I'm going to dig back just until I'm in line with this wall here. So we'll go up to here. This will be nice. We've already got a massively full inventory. That's just sad. Man, this new storage system is going to make this 1,000,000 times better. I'm not going to lie. It really sucks having to do this every single time. You know how much extra time we're going to have just not having to sort ourselves? Okay, and the pick is ready to go. So let me fly to the end, get this fixed up, and hopefully get this automatic storage system set up and ready to go. All right, the pickaxe is fixed, and get rid of them. I don't need them green bars or blue bars, whatever they are. Someone's bars. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue digging this thing out. I'm not 100% sure how much space I'm going to need, but I do know what design I'm going to use for the automatic chest storage system. All right, so this goes all the way up to this wall here, but before we work on that, we need to change this floor because it's pretty ugly. There's only one thing worse than an ugly floor. Obviously, that was a lie. There's nothing worse than an ugly floor, but I'm going to use jungle logs. Don't get scared. What I'm going to do is strip these bad boys. We're going to be left with this pattern here. It's going to be absolutely beautiful, mate. All right, I'm going to chuck them in like this, crisscrossing, and then strip the hell out of them. I'm telling you, this is going to look fantastic. Now, I usually use oak logs for this, but I feel like we've used too much oak. Plus, yeah, I don't have enough to go around for an entire floor. I need like 8 or 9 stacks. And yeah, I'm not going to go do that right now. Now, honestly, this pattern doesn't look too bad. It's a little bit more low key than the strip oak is, but I think I like it a little bit more because it is a little bit more low key. You know, it's not as in your face. Hey, my guy, this place is under construction. Get the hell out of here, man. Oh, you're kidding me. That's a bit annoying. I swear you should be able to craft normal logs into stripped, so you don't have to go and strip them yourself. That's a little bit inconvenient, I'm not gonna lie. We'll just move these bad boys there, chuck another torch. There we go, and I'll just chuck these torches back in just so nothing scary spawns. You know, that fight down underneath in the cave, I want that to be the only fight of today. I'm not gonna lie. All right, this is all stripped up and ready to go. This is looking so much nicer than the stone. Chuck the rest in. We still had quite a bit left, and I'm going to grab up some more spruce stairs. Is this all we've got? I think it might be. What have we got in here? Yep, none left. I'm going to craft up a bunch of these bad boys. Boom. We got almost 2 stacks. That should be enough. And I'm going to place these in here. Let me just fill in this floor as well. Oh my goodness. We're just cutting right through the middle of a cave. Let me light the area up as well. Like I said, we don't want to be in any fights today, all right? I'm going to add these extra oak log pillars all the way down to the bottom because they have to stretch all the way down there anyway. Okay, very, very nice. Very nice indeed. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to have chests right here, and they will be for the stone. I'm either going to have them 3 wide or 4 wide. I think 4 wide will probably be best. So let me dig that out. Let me grab all the things I need. So I know, yeah, we don't have any redstone. That's a problem. We don't have a single piece, okay? And that is, yeah, that is not good. Do we have redstone in here? We have 4. Oh man, that is not good, guys. Not good at all. I have way too much stone. What the hell? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna grab up chests. How many can we get? I use jungle logs to make whatever amount we get from a full stack of logs. 32. Okay, sure. Then I need to grab some iron. Now bring this bad boy down with me. So the chests will be lined up against here. No. One back against there. And if I have to keep running them up here because I forget things, I'm gonna be a little bit furious. Grab these slabs, okay? And we can place them above just so we can open them up. All right, it'll be like this. Now behind here, this is where the story begins, guys. We need some hoppers. The hoppers will obviously go into these chests. We need another 2 blocks above that because we're going to have a comparator here right on top of this block with a hopper leading into it and then a hopper line going over it like that. So I need 3 more hoppers, okay? 5 will do, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, this will just connect them like that. So the comparator will be right here on top of this block. Then there's going to be 2 redstone at the back of it. We need 2 more blocks and then we need to go down 1 block like this. So this will be another redstone. I'm just trying to figure out how much room we need to dig out. That's what I'm doing here. Then we'll have a redstone repeater here facing this way with a redstone torch on this side. I'm pretty sure that's it. So for a comparator, we're going to need some quartz, which we've got plenty of, and we're going to need a bunch of redstone, which we have none of. So ladies and gentlemen, I know you don't want to see me go mining, so you're not going to have to watch that. But it is day 213 right now, and I'm going to go do a little research, see what level I need to mine at for redstone, and I guess spend 2 or 3 days just trying to get as much as I can. We don't really need that much, but you know, I just spend a couple days and see what we get. So yeah, day 213. I'll see you probably in an hour or 2 worth of mining and see how much we get. I know I said I'd see you guys when we finish mining, but look at this massive cave. I had to sneak all the way through the warden thing over there. Can't see it anymore because I was literally just sneaking around, but look at this enormous cave. I've already found a couple diamonds and some redstone, but there is stuff absolutely everywhere. Tons of redstone. You can't see any right now, but I've mined it all. But like, this place is just filled. Like, look at this redstone up there to the side. I thought that was diamond. No, that's a zombie. Okay. But yeah, this is going to be a lot easier than I thought, guys. I'm not going to lie. It's not, I don't think it's going to burn, baby. Yeah, this isn't going to take as long as I thought it would. Hopefully it's going to only take us a couple days, not the 5 to 10 days that I thought it was going to take. So yeah. Okay. Now for real, I'll see you guys when I'm done. Okay. I just had the most insane mining trip ever, and I know no one is gonna believe me. And thankfully I started recording it probably like 5 minutes in, so I don't have a recording of me actually getting down there, but pretty much from the time I started down there I was recording. And I'm gonna create a second channel and post the full unedited thing there, just in case any of you don't believe me. Okay, this was a real mining trip. I was absolutely shocked. I think I found like a double vein of diamonds together. It was nuts. I was there for day 210 to 216, so I think it was 6 days total. Jeez, that was almost 2 hours. That's nuts. But this is what we got. Look how many diamonds. That is ridiculous. I'm not even lying. This is nuts. So we had 22 diamonds, and yeah, now we have just over 3 stacks. What the hell? Okay, that's crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and place a temporary bench there. 21 stacks. Stacks, my god. 21 diamond blocks is mental. We were going down for redstone. Clearly, it's what I've been prioritizing, but obviously if I see diamonds, I'm gonna take them. And I did, and I took them all. All right, guys, we got absolutely loaded. I also found a bunch of iron, but yeah, if you guys don't believe me, you can go watch that, and I'll probably leave a link in the description. But we have a ton of redstone now, so I'm gonna go ahead and craft up what we need. I'm just kind of sorting through everything real quick. We got ourselves 2 stacks and 18 redstone, which should be plenty. I don't see us running out of that anytime soon now, which is fantastic news. I also found some magma blocks that I wanted to get just in case I want to make an elevator. And we ran into a bunch of mobs, so I killed some things, and yeah, the good stuff. I also found some glowing sacks on the floor, so cool. Made sure to save a bunch of the cobble deep slate because that's something we use a lot. It's not something I enjoy mining, but yeah, now that you're all caught up, let's get back to building. So I'm gonna make a couple comparators, which is should be pretty easy to do. Yeah, there we go. 11, sure, why not? I'm also gonna make a bunch of redstone repeaters. Oh goodness, we're gonna need more sticks. This is very quickly turning into the most expensive episode that I've done, I'm not gonna lie. But thankfully we got a bunch of new iron as well because we need a lot of hoppers. But now we can go down and hopefully get this thing working. So I should be able to set this up. So I place down the repeaters along here, right? So I place the comparator facing outwards, then the redstone there. You've got the repeater underneath facing into that. So that should be everything we need to do here. I just need an item with a name to stop certain items going through. So I've named up these seeds here, and all I need to do is chuck in 4. And then if I go ahead and put in 40 pieces, or over 41, it should flow through, right? So it should stop at 41 if it's done right. Beautiful. Okay, so now if in this hopper there's cobblestone, it's not going to go through, but if there's stone, it will, right? So stone is now filtered through here using this, and it should go all the way to the bottom chest. Look at that. Oh my days, that is absolutely so fantastically awesome. I'm so happy right now. Okay, so now we've got the system sorted up. We just need to replicate this now. So if I'm just going to quickly place these in and then pretty much copy this entire thing all the way down, right? Except for the middle part because it's not going to work there. I'll show you guys soon why, but I'm just going to copy this thing all the way across. Hopefully we have enough hoppers. Hopefully we have enough wood to make enough chests. Guys, this is going to be mental. I'm so happy. I'm so unbelievably happy right now. So let me quickly get that done so you guys don't have to watch that. I'll do a time lapse. All right. So enjoy. Alright, so I've got this whole side here done, and originally I was going to keep this with no hoppers, but I figured out something. So obviously we can't go all the way back because of the roof there. Obviously that's the floor that you enter, so we can't put the hoppers there, but that only stops us from doing the filter. So at the end here, this is going to be kind of where all the things that don't get filtered go. So let me quickly make a bunch of hoppers because I used pretty much all of them. We're definitely going to need more iron. We are very, very low, and we're going to need more wood. I'm not going to lie, we've been using a ton of it. So let me quickly make up a bunch of chests real quick with all this log. There we go. Then I'm going to turn all this iron into hoppers. There we go, 61. Hoppers are so unbelievably expensive. We've got 32 blocks left. I guess we got all this stuff here. Let me just collect this. You know what? I'm not going to collect the rest because that filled up my pickaxe very nicely. Maybe that's the play. And I'll turn that into it as well. Oh god, we're going to need to make more chests again. Look how much wood we've burned through. That's crazy. There we go. Okay, that should be enough for now. So I can show you what we're doing. Obviously not every item can be filtered because, you know, we haven't got every item, and there's going to be some random ones that don't require 4 chests. So they'll all come to these chests back here, right here. So we're going to connect them like this, just a line of them here, and then we'll connect them to end here. So it won't go any further. It'll just stop there through here, just like that. Beautiful. Nope. I've done it wrong. So this one will be the top like this. That will work perfectly. Okay. Let me collect the hoppers that went into the chest. Obviously it works. This one won't be this. This one will go back to normal. But yeah, anything that doesn't get filtered will go into these chests here, which are in line with this. So I'm going to make a mark in here just temporarily using dirt because it's the only other block I've got in my inventory, right? So these will all be filter chests. So these ones are all ready to go. I just need to put the item filters in, but now that we know exactly how far we need to dig, I can go and dig it all out. So yeah, this is going to take a while. I guess enjoy the time lapse. I've mined out the 3 other sides and it's all ready to go. I think this is pretty much all the mining we have to do for this base, pretty much, except a little bit here and there. So now the next thing we need to do is connect the hoppers from the input chest all the way around. Now I only have a stack and a half of hoppers. I don't think that's going to be enough, so I might need to make some more. I was able to survive by literally using the XP from the furnace and also mining the ores that you would have seen in the time lapse just to fix up the pick, but we got very close. I might just use this pick, to be honest. I can't be bothered going to the end. We're very low on wood though, so I've got to be careful. I'm hoping I've got enough, fingers crossed. Let's just turn these into chests and then the chests into hoppers. Okay, 2.5 stacks should be okay. I'm really hoping so. Now I'm gonna have to start from this side and go up by 1, so to connect there and then all the way through. Okay, so that connects all the way through to the end. Now how far do I need to go? It needs to be on this block here, so let me figure this out. So it should be this block here. It should be 7 blocks. So if I dig all the way straight, no, I missed it. Oh my days. 1 extra block. Okay, let me just make sure. So 1 2 7 8. Okay, it's the 8th block, my bad. 1 2 7 8. Beautiful. Okay, so now we can connect that all the way through. I just put 1 stone there just to cover it up a little bit, and 1 there, and then just connect this all the way through exactly like that. So I can cover this side up, and now I just need to do the exact same thing on the other 3 sides, so it all goes around the entire base. So let me just go ahead and do that. I was literally one hopper short all the way around, but missing this one hopper here. So that was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty happy with that. But it does mean I need to make another hopper. Oh my days. I actually need to make a couple more because I still need to connect it to the input chest, which will be this one here, the cobblestone. 20 hoppers should be good. Fingers crossed. Okay, so let's head up and hopefully get this thing finished and connected up, and we can test it by throwing something in and see if it goes all the way around. So the chest is right here. This is the input chest. So I'll just connect that bad boy up, and technically, oh no, it's taking all the cobblestone. I guess this is a cobblestone chest now, whatever. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab the glow ink sacks, and technically if I put it in this hopper here, it should go all the way around. Fingers crossed those glow ink sacks end up in the output chest, otherwise we're going to have a bit of a problem. Oh, look at that, they did. Okay, so we obviously put them in this side and it goes all the way around, ends up in the output chest if there's nowhere for it to go. So it's pretty much working perfectly, which is very good news. Now I'm going to grab these seeds and I'm going to go in and start setting up some of these here. So I'll chuck in the 4 seeds. So this should stop at 41 if it's working right. Oh yeah, okay, let's go. Beautiful. So I'm gonna have 4 total sections for stone. So I got to do that 2 more times. Boom and boom. So that should stop at 41. Yup. And this one too. Perfect. So I'm going to set most of these up so they're good to go. At least mainly with the blocks that we're overflowed on right now. All right. So I've set all of these up. So now cobblestone comes to these 2. There's 4 for stone. We've got 1 for dirt, andesite, grass, gravel, granite, and of course some cobble deep slate. I just need to take out this cobblestone that went in there earlier. And the crying obsidian is for the output chest, for everything that goes through that doesn't have an input yet. So now I want to do this side as well. Kind of want to just keep it to this side for now. So hopefully I have enough chests. So let me just set up all the redstone behind this one as well. Okay, that should be the redstone done now. So if I connect all of these hoppers to the comparators, it should allow us to put the hoppers down and add in the filters. So I guess let me make a bunch more hoppers. We're down to our last 32 blocks of iron, but not for long. It's all gone. We don't have any iron left. We have 1 iron ingot and 6 iron nuggets. Yeah, that has used a lot. So we have 55 hoppers left. These are all connected to the comparators. We'll line up the hoppers to the chests and see how many we can get. Okay, we got all of them. Beautiful. Now, because there's a bunch of items going through here at the minute, it's kind of messing them up, but that's okay. We'll get the little bits added in so we can set up the filters, and then this whole section will be done. Now, I will need to go ahead and remove this line here and figure out which blocks we're going to add in. I've only got these 3 blocks to add at the minute, to be honest. So we got tuff, sand, and sandstone. So let me go add those 3 blocks in behind. Beautiful. They've all filtered through exactly how we want it. Now, I do want every type of log. Now, we haven't got many logs right now, so we're going to go with oak, spruce, dark oak. As always, make sure to name them. Beautiful. Let's get rid of that cobblestone slab. Shouldn't be in there, mate. And I guess let me go get some jungle, birch, and acacia logs. This shouldn't take too long at all, hopefully. That is enough of each log, so now let's go back and get those filters set up. So we'll go jungle, acacia, birch, just like that. And you know what? For the last 3, it works out perfectly. We can put in our 3 main leaves, spruce, jungle, and oak. So we'll go like this, boom. Oh, that looks good in this biome, not gonna lie. So spruce, jungle, and oak. And now that's this whole row actually complete. So now when we put things into the input chest, it should all flow to the right spot. Maybe just fill these in real quick. Bravo, look at that. It's looking so much better. But obviously we're still not done. Now, because I don't have any more blocks to filter, these are the main blocks we use currently. What I'm going to do is set up all the chests on all the sides in the right spot and leave them not connected to the hoppers or any filters because there's no need for them right now. But they'll be there ready to go as soon as we have another item we want to filter. But in order to do that, I'm going to need a lot of logs. Do you see this forest? Well, it no longer exists. Well, I left a little bit there, but yeah, this is much better. Look at that. Thankfully, we haven't unlocked climate change yet in Minecraft, so we should be good. But yeah, this area is looking much more prepared, shall I say. What could it possibly be prepared for? Well, you have to find that out later. But anyway, let's go down. I had to set my inventory up like this because I was collecting so much random crap like saplings and sticks, and I'd completely filled up 2 shulkers. I was originally collecting all the extra stuff, but I ended up having to throw a lot of it out because, man, we were collecting so much just random stuff. There was so much more stuff than logs, and you know, I wanted the logs, nothing else. I don't know if that was a mistake or if we're gonna need any of that stuff. I don't think so. I collected the apples. I was doing my best to collect them, but it wasn't really my focus, so there's a lot that didn't get collected. But I'm not gonna lie, I do not want to harvest another tree again, ever. That was the worst few hours of my life. It took so much longer than I expected. But now we can actually test out this system. So if I drop all of these logs in here, and then all of these ones as well, and then I grab, oh my days, all of these, and I throw all of these into this input chest, they should go to the right chest down in our storage section. Now I'm gonna keep some of the jungle logs and some of the oak logs just because it's gonna take a while before they get down there. So let me empty up this one as well. You know, we killed a couple mobs as well. There was one stage, I mean, let me do a quick replay for you guys because I did an MLG Gamer Pro move. I'm not gonna lie, just watch. Yeah, see that? The creeper just exploded literally everything. I was very happy with that. I thought I was going to die, so I had to make sure that, you know, I protected myself. Anyway, let's turn all this jungle log into chests. Man, that 4 stacks only gave us 2 stacks of chests. That sucks. Oh, I've got to be careful. I still need a lot of jungle logs for the top floor. Anyway, before we do the top floor, let me go ahead and extend all these pillars down to the floor. Now that we have all the sides mined out, boom, just like that. And I hope I didn't use too much spruce logs because we need a lot of them. I didn't actually farm any just then because, you know, there were none there. Okay, we got some. Let me grab these spruce stairs. Let me just go ahead and place in all of these stairs on these corners here, just like we did on the top floor. We're going to do the same pattern, I guess, why not? And I'll place in these trapdoors. I don't have many, but I'll use what I've got. So each is going to need 4. So I think this entire stack of spruce logs here is going to become trapdoors. Trapdoors are so expensive to make, it's not fair. All right, let's do it. I almost turned them all into pressure plates. That would have sucked so hard. Man, a full stack literally only gives us 84. That is an absolute ripoff. Where does all the wood go? That doesn't make any sense at all. Come on, Mojang, fix it. Fix that up, my boy. That's just disgusting. That has to be the worst deal ever. Okay, we have 28 trapdoors left. Let's try our best not to need them because I really don't want to mine any more trees. I might explode, literally explode. So I think it looks weird with these sticking like this. I'm going to do the exact same thing we did up there, just like that. Hopefully we have enough trapdoors. We should. 28. Yeah. We've definitely got enough. Okay, there we go. We did have enough. We have 12 to spare. I think this is good. It is very brown. There's not much color in here. I think I do have an idea to fix that because this is such an open space. There's not much I can put in here. So I might actually just put a pond or something. I can have a secret tunnel to get to the exit over there. I don't know why. We'll probably never use it, but I'm sure. It's cool. Let's see if the logs are ending up in the right chest. There's a lot of oak logs in here, so surely it is. If they don't, they should end up in here. Some jungle logs are in here. I hope that's not from over here. Oh man, I forgot about the birch. I was like, why is none of them filling up? It's the birch one that's filling up. Okay, so it's still running. That's good. Very good news. That's so nice. I'm not gonna lie. Now it's time to add in all the jungle logs, and this part is gonna be very expensive. Fingers crossed we have enough. I've got 54 in my inventory now, and oh, they're all going through the hoppers. That's a bit annoying, but I guess we'll just have to wait. I guess that was not good planning on my part. I shouldn't have turned those jungle logs into chests. That was a mistake. Need to use birch because that's one block we're not using in the build at all. Man, these chests are ridiculously expensive. I don't even think we really need this many, to be honest with you. But they need to go here, so I might as well just start placing them down, just one row at a time. Okay, to make one row, I used a stack and 52, which means each row is almost 3.5 stacks. Or just over 3.5 stacks actually, of chests, which means 7 stacks of wood, which means we still need another 15 or 16 stacks of logs total to fill out this chest room. That is crazy. I guess I better just start placing in these jungle logs. So this is what I've done. I've mined out all the stone. Now I'm going to place them all in facing one way, just like this. And now I can mine all this stone, and then just do the exact same thing. It's easier to mine this one out from the bottom, I'm not gonna lie. All right, that's all mined out. I'm using the wrong pickaxe, it's turning into cobblestone. My bad. Ooh, now the jungle logs are filling up. Let's go. To place these in, I'm definitely gonna have to be on the top level. Not gonna work on the bottom. I've placed in one length, and now I can literally just go like this. Super easy. Oh my days. Just make sure to place in all the torches. The last thing I want is creepers blowing this stuff up. Now I just gotta go ahead and strip every single one. And my axe has never been this broken before. This is crazy. All right, and that's now 2 of them done. I just gotta do it 2 more times. I have no idea where I've put my shovel. I literally can't find it anywhere. Man, I can't believe that. That's so annoying. I'm gonna have to get this fortune one out again. Bro, I can't believe I've lost my shovel. Man, I loved that thing. It's literally nowhere. Ah, well, guess it's gone. All right, I'll see you guys in a second. And ladies and gentlemen, this is what we got. It's looking so much better now that the jungle logs are actually fully in. So let me put the rest down. We had almost 2 full stacks left, which was nice. At least we have some extra. So now I'm gonna make up a bunch of stone slabs, just like that. I probably made up a little bit too much, but it's okay. Then I'll grab these spruce stairs and these spruce planks. I doubt we can have anywhere near enough, but let me turn these into stairs as well. So we got 39 spruce stairs. Hopefully that's enough. Fingers crossed. Okay, and we add in these slabs just above the row of chests that we just placed down. This is so that we can open the top chest. If you didn't know, you can open it up if there's a slab or a stair on top. And then in front of that row of slabs, just going to add in some spruce stairs. Okay, we're definitely going to need more. I'm going to go ahead and do that for all of them. I'll also grab some more spruce logs from our spruce tree farm, and we shouldn't need too many, so I'll just cut a couple trees, and hopefully this place will start coming together now. And this is what it's looking like now. Yeah, I ran out of chests. And these 2 sides are only 1 chest. They're not double chests. So we're going to need a whole lot more. And out of all the logs we've got a ton of oak logs. I'm going to use the rest of these jungle logs, to be honest, because I don't really need them anymore. And I'm going to use these birch logs first. So hopefully we can get enough, but I don't think so. We also need to add slabs in here because you can kind of see through and see all the redstone. So once we add the slabs in, that'll be fixed. Let me do that first. All right, that's the slabs added in there, and it looks so much better. You can't see any redstone lights now, which is exactly what we want. Let's see how many chests we get from all of these logs. So we got just over 4 stacks, which I don't think is going to cut it, but we'll see how many more we need. Okay, so this row, and half of this row is now filled in with double chests. So we're getting close, but man, this is chewing through a lot of logs. I don't even know if this is really worth it. Like, I don't think we could possibly need any more space, but I'm going to turn 4 stacks of oak logs into chests and see if that is enough. Fingers crossed, because man, this is expensive. This has to be the most expensive thing we've built so far. Okay, this is all we have left, so 2 more stacks should do it. I'm really hoping, because man, I mean, we do have a lot of oak logs luckily, but I do love an oak log. It's a beautiful log, man. It just feels wrong to turn them all into chests. So we got another 64. Fingers crossed this will be enough. Oh man, finally. Okay, we have 15 left. Thank the Lord. I need to figure out how many chests we actually have. So it's 4 high and 29 long. So that means each side has 116 double chests. So there's 464 double chests total, which is 25,056 stacks, or 1,603,584 items. Oh my days. Yeah, we're never going to get that many items, but at least now we're never going to ever have to worry about storage. We have pretty much unlimited storage now. So yeah, that's fantastic. Is it necessary? Probably not. Is it cool? Bloody oath, it's cool. This is amazing. I think this looks awesome. And we're still obviously not done, but man, look at the wall of chests. We still have to detail the floor just around them and add in our little pond in the middle, and then figure out what to do around the edges. I don't even think I can think of enough things to add into the sides, but we're gonna have to. Okay, so let's get crack-a-lackin'. So starting off with the floors, first thing we need to do is make the entire thing stone. And then I need to figure out some patterns, because just the stone is pretty boring around the edges. So I think I'm gonna add something to each corner, maybe right in line with these 2 pillars here. So I'll just add in a quick polished andesite slab, and then I'll create a quick, pretty easy design, just like that. Very, very simple, but I think it looks nice. So let's do this 3 more times. And now we have these designs on all 4 corners. Can't really see it too much, but it's enough to be a little bit different, which is nice. Now between these logs, I'm going to add in some stone bricks just to separate this area from the chest room, exactly like that. And now I'm going to dig out an area for the pond and garden area, pretty much right up to these corners here. That should be big enough. I think that'll work well. So we'll grab some dirt and grass and just pretty much place it in around the edges. I think this might be a little bit small, so we might have to dig out a little bit more, even if we dig into these patterns here. Okay, it is quite a bit larger, but that's okay. We're literally winging this. Okay, that's definitely a much better size. I'll quickly expand the pond a little bit. There we go. That's a good size right there. So now I'll grab up some sand. That should be plenty. And I'll grab some cobblestone to place underneath. And I'll just start placing it around the edges, slowly moving down until we get to the middle. Just like that. Now I've grabbed some water and I'm just going to fill this whole thing up. Get out of here, mate. Come on. Boom. Just like that. And yeah, we don't need that. So I'm going to bone meal up all this sand to grow some grass. Just like that. Then I'm going to grab some lanterns and just place them along the edge here. Then I'm going to hoe up some land and plant in some wheat. Come on. Of course, we're going to have to add wheat. You know how much I love it. Now just do little streaks around the edges. Okay, I'm hoping that's not too much. I think we should be good with that. It's a nice amount of wheat. I'll start bone milling up the grass that I can. I reckon this is going to look so good. I'm going to add in a couple pieces of sugarcane around the pond. Only a couple blocks tall. Just like that. Now, what would it be without rose bushes, peonies, and cornflowers? Let me chuck some of them in. Now, I know this is crazy. Fully out of iron. So I'm going to grab these emeralds and I'm going to trade it with this guy for some lanterns. That might be the worst trade I've ever done, but you know, we need them. All right, it's important. And I'm going to go ahead and place them on the outsides of this, just on top of a spruce fence. No, that's too much wood. We're going to use stone brick walls instead. Sorry, it's not striking enough. There's too much brown. So let me try with the stone brick walls. Yeah, okay. That's a bit nicer. There we go. Okay, now we've got some extra light so I can remove these torches. All right, it's coming together. Okay, very nicely. Now I'm going to grab some of these leaves in here and I'm going to place them around the outside just on top of the stone. And I will need some azalea bushes. So let's go grab some. There's a couple here already, but if I bone meal one of these, hey, come on, man. I'm busy. And then I harvest the tree. It should drop a ton of azalea bushes. Yeah, we got a few. We got some flowering ones as well. That's nice. So I just got to do that a couple more times. I might as well try and collect this rooted dirt as well. When you spawn a tree, it turns the bottom block into rooted dirt and you can just collect it like that. Absolutely perfect, mate. All right, we got 27 plus 11 flowering, a little bit of extra oak logs, and then 9 rooted dirt. So let's head back. Man, I need to get a speed 2 beacon just to get around this place. I'm not going to lie. That should be our next thing to try and strive for. Anyway, let's chuck in some of these azalea bushes around. Oh, come on, man. Okay, I think that should be nice. Now I just need to wait for all the grass to grow so I can bone meal it. There's still a couple pieces of dirt left, and I should probably start bone milling some of this wheat. It's going to definitely grow on its own, but I kind of just want to see what it's going to look like because I'm not sure if it's even going to look good. So hopefully it does. I'm not going to lie, I think it filled up the area quite nicely. This entire base is filled mostly with brown and grey, so having this nice garden in the middle is a very nice touch. Let's go ahead and grow some more grass and hopefully get a couple more colorful flowers in there as well. But what do you guys think about that? I think it's looking good. There's one more thing we need to do. It's going to require some buckets and a lot of dedication. Well, we got 40 gunpowder. We can make a ton of rockets. Let's go. Now we got 42. Okay, we're good. So we're going to head right down here. Bam. Okay, let's see if we can find some fish. Now I did see fish when we were building here before, but I'm not really seeing any right now. Oh, here we go. Come here, mate. Wait, how do you catch fish? Hey. Oh, okay. You have to have the bucket full. Okay. I've never caught fish before. I'm not going to lie. Hey. I want more colorful fish. Oh, that's a colorful fish. Oh, tropical fish. How do I get rid of this cod? I don't want cod. I want tropical. There we go. Okay, we got 2 tropical. That's so easy. I didn't think it was going to be that easy. I thought this was going to be like a decent challenge, but yeah, apparently not. I guess the question is, can you breed them? I have no idea. That's a question for Dr. Google, I think. Bam, bam, and bam. Do I need to name them? I don't think so. Surely not. I think I'm going to ask Google. So apparently they shouldn't despawn if you put them in there with a bucket. So we should be good. We've only got 3 in there though, so I'm going to have to go catch another 3. I think 6 will be nice. Any more than that's probably a little bit overkill. Let's go over here this time, see if there's different fish. Oh, hello, my friends. Got some red and white ones. Yoink. Oh, we got some Finding Nemo ones. And yoink. You know what? I'm going to get 2 Finding Nemo ones. Yoink. And we'll head back into our base and get them bad boys in their new home. Boom, boom, and boom. Enjoy your new little underground pond, okay? Believe me, it's gonna stay nice and room temperature. I don't know if they're like that, but yeah, I definitely need to find some coral to add some color in there, but that's for another day. I'm pretty happy with this. I need you guys to let me know what you think, or if you have a better idea. You know, we can always remove this part's easy to just get rid of, but I kind of like it. But if anyone has any better suggestions, let me know, because I kind of just needed to fill the area and it was very empty and boring. So this is not empty and boring. So now that's the downstairs done. Now we need to work on the upstairs. So first of all, we need to connect them all together. So I'm gonna have to dig a 3-block hole like this and then connect it like this with some stone stairs. It's simple and easy, but it gets the job done. There we go. All 4 sides are now connected together. And now on the other 3 of these middle ones, I was potentially going to have some ladders, but not anymore. So we're just going to connect them and stop people from falling off, just like this. Boom, boom, boom. All right, this is coming along very nicely. Now on the bottom floor, in those middle ones, I'm going to add a little design, just because this one's got that there, the ladder. So I'm going to add something at least. I'm thinking some stairs and a slab and some randomly placed leaves. Now I'll move these trapdoors. They don't kind of stopping me from placing extra leaves, just like that. You know, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's something, and it adds a bit of extra color, which is something we desperately need. Okay, that's all 3 sides done. Very nice. Okay, so now it's time to work on the top floor again, now that I've placed those in. Now for these front ones, I'm gonna add in something like this, very similar to what I did over here. I'm gonna fill it up with furnaces, just like that, just like that. And then on this side, we're gonna have a crafting table, a whole section dedicated to a crafting table. I know that might be overkill, but we have so much space that we just need to fill in. So I have the crafting table here. I'm gonna make a bunch of flower pots. Now add in some flowers just to make it look a little less empty. Look, I'm not 100% sure right now. I'm very limited on what I can put in. Now on the very opposite side, I'm going to put in a bedroom. I mean, it's about time we have a bedroom. We haven't had a real one forever. Oh, hold on. We've got a bit of a problem here. It'll have to go up by that much. Okay. Well, maybe we'll have it in line with over here, just like that. Sure. Look, it's a very small bedroom, but it is definitely a bedroom compared to what we had before. So I'll quickly set the spawn point. At least it will drop in there when we come out of the end now. Now, another thing we need is an end portal. So I'm going to have one right here. Once again, we'll have to go up by some blocks like that. That's bad designing by me, I guess, but it's not really a huge issue. So we'll get the portal added in right here, and boom, add in the fences to stop the piglins coming through, and we finally have access to the end again. Let's see what we get on the other side. Oh my god. Oh, we're in the exact same spot that we were before. That's cool, I guess. Yeah, the nether is not a place I really want to stay for long, so let's get out of here. So we need a brewing area. I do want to start brewing, so let's go make a brewing area. Finally, we have 5 brewing stands. I think it makes the most amount of sense to have this right next to our bedroom. So we've got the nether portal on the left and a brewing area just on the right. Make sure to collect this iron, to be honest. I'll need it, mate. So we'll add our 5 brewing stands in. Very nice. And then just beside here, we're going to have a nether wart farm. So I'll dig this out a little bit, have this go up by 1 block. Then we'll probably have this 5 blocks deep, just like this. And I guess we'll go to the nether to grab ourselves some soul sand. Now, I want to be in here as little as possible. So let's hope we can find some straight away. I just wrote the coordinates down in chat so I can get back here. Soul sand can't be too hard to find, right? Surely. But it is so much easier to get through the nether when you have an elytra. Last time we came here, we did not. Oh, look, another fortress. Man, look at this place. It is just scary. Oh, here we go. This is what we need. We don't need much. You know, soul soil would be a nice block to have too. I'm not going to lie. But I'm going to grab these bone blocks just because I do love me some bone meal. And I mean, they don't look too bad, to be honest. Might as well grab these ones too before we get out of here. Before we skedaddle. All right, those ghasts make weird noises. Let's get out of here. Oh my days. Oh, he's firing at us. Yeah, he's not even got a chance. We're gonna be gone. It's kind of beautiful through here in a weird way. The shaders make it extra creepy, I'm not gonna lie. And get out of here. I'm not staying here any longer than I have to. Oh man, I'm glad to be back. We were literally gone for like not even a couple minutes, but it was a couple minutes too long. So I'll chuck in the soul sand right in here. You're kidding me. Are you serious? I didn't even get enough. I can't believe that. All right, let me go get some more. All right, that's better. And I'll just fill it up with the nether wart, and thankfully we don't need a huge amount, so this little farm is all we're ever gonna need. Beautiful. So I'm gonna move the enchanting table room in there as well. Now I'll also put some in here, some leaves that is, It's because it felt a bit weird having this one with no green and the others with green. I think that's a bit better. So this is the enchanting room. It's obviously not done yet. I want to add a little bit of amethyst crystals in here. I think that'll be very nice. But it is so much better than what it was before. I really like how that's turned out. Got the nether portal, our bedroom, ruin stand area, and some nether wart farms. Now we still have 5 compartments on this side and 5 compartments on that side, as well as 2 compartments over here that I'm still not sure 100% what we're going to do with yet. Now I think the middle compartment here, if we head straight this way, it'll take us to the front hand side of the base. So I think I might make another tunnel going that way. And on the other side, I could make a tunnel which takes us all the way to our end portal. So I think that's what I'm going to do in those middle ones. But right now for the other compartments, I'm pretty stumped. So if you guys have any suggestions for what we should add, please make sure to let me know down below. But overall, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think it looks awesome. And it is a whole lot better than our previous base. I mean, just look at this compared to, this. So this base got us through the first 200 days. And I think this base will get us through the next 1,000. If we survive, of course, because we're still having a bunch of close calls, which is not good. I need to get a bit more careful. Now, the only thing left to do is start transferring all the items from up here into the downstairs. So I need to make a bunch of item frames just like that and start creating some chests for items which we're not going to have in a huge quantity. These are the ones that don't necessarily need massive item filters. Well, at least for now. So I'm going to start over here with some mob drops. Yes, we're finally going to have them sorted. How good is that? I should probably put all this in shulkers instead of making a million trips. Now I guess we'll start sorting the minerals. I'm also making sure to fill up this chest because I know these items are going to go exactly where they need to, so there's no need for me to filter them by hand. Wow, look at this. It is coming together so nicely. This one will be emerald. I guess I'll quickly go get an emerald so I can fill it in instead of having it blank. Boom. There we go. So obviously I'm trying to keep all the items on one side and all the blocks will be on that side. And then of course, when we have bulk items, they're going to be on the floor like this. So this whole side here is bulk items, and I'm thinking maybe the opposite side also will just be bulk items, and then both the sides will be for individual manual filtering. So obviously these chests will fill up, and when I'm excited or when I'm bothered to, I'm going to come in here and manually filter these items just until I have a better solution, because right now I haven't got a huge amount of items, and there's no point setting up these filters for items I don't actually have much of. Now we'll do all the crops. I'm not going to lie, I'm going to need to make more item frames. I can now very easily find exactly what I'm looking for. This is so much nicer. Can't believe it took me so long to do. And on this side it's going to be blocks. So I'm going to go through all of my chests upstairs and get everything down here. This is going to take a while. So everything is now transferred over. We have a bunch of different chests for these blocks and even more chests for items. Now there was one thing I wanted to do. It is kind of hard to see what blocks are here. So I thought a way to fix that would be to grab some of these stone brick stairs. Maybe need a couple more, we'll find out. And just remove this entire line of stone here and replace it with stone brick stairs like this, so you can much more clearly see what block is there. You can see the side of it now as well. Plus it kind of gives a better outline. And with that, I think this base is pretty good to go now. So we obviously have so much room to expand. Obviously downstairs we've got a bunch of chests that are still empty and ready to be designated. And on the top floor we have plenty of space to expand and stretch our legs. Now obviously this base is incomplete, but I wanted to make sure that there was space for us to expand when we needed to. And with this side here and that side over there, there is plenty of space to do that. So I'm sure this base is going to last us a very long time. And I'm very happy with how it looks. It looks so beautiful. Obviously, once we get the sides done as well, it's going to look even better, but I'm just so happy with this. This is fantastic. And even down here, it's so easy to find things now. We've got basically every item sorted. We have bulk items sorted over here, and then bulk blocks sorted over here. Plus, we have some cute little fish swimming around in our pond, which is awesome. Very, very nice. And we already have a guest who's taken a grass block, I think. Okay, he hasn't taken a grass block from in here, luckily, but I don't like him walking around with that. He's going to place that somewhere and ruin our base, like someone has with this gravel. What the hell? Now, thankfully, our base is ready to go and be used and make our life so much easier. Like I said before, if you guys have any ideas for what to add into here, make sure to leave a comment down below so I can go through and get some inspiration, I guess. But yeah, this is phenomenal. I'm so happy with this. Now at least, I mean, we have this little, I guess this is now a hallway. At least this entrance is now a grand entrance into a grand base. This base is so insane. I'm in love with it. Oh my days. Now that this base is done, it's time to start working on the next most important thing. This place is looking absolutely epic, but there is one problem. Look at this place over here and the ocean. It doesn't look good. I mean, it literally just ends and it's floating. So today, we're going to fix that. So this is the night of 232, and we have a couple fellas that we need to get rid of. So let me quickly go all the way back to my base and have a quick rest just to stop them cheeky buggers from spawning. All right, that should work. Now we can at least build in peace. You know what? Actually, while we're here, let's grab up a couple shulkers of cobblestone because that's going to be what we need first. I also made a quick trip to the end to get all our tools fixed. So we're good to go on the tools department. Now we got 4 shulkers. So let's try that again. Anyway, like I was saying, this place is floating, which is not good. I mean, this place is floating, so we need to get that fixed. Obviously, when I built this, I left a couple blocks above the water just to give us space to build something, but I never said what we were going to build. But today, we're going to go ahead and get that thing done. And that thing is, of course, a beach. So because we're going to be placing a lot of sand, first of all, we need to get a base of cobblestone down. Now, I'm sure 4 shulkers will be way more than enough, but I just wanted to make sure I didn't have to make any trips back. So the idea is to have this turn into a beach at this level, of course, and then sort of trend down into the ocean. And we're going to build the beach way down to the bottom floor. I don't know why I jumped off then. That was a bit silly. But we're going to get this entire ocean. Is it an ocean or is it a lake? Okay, it's a lukewarm ocean, all right? Minecraft says it's an ocean, so it's an ocean. Yeah, we're pretty much going to get this going all the way down to the bottom floor. But first of all, we just need to get our cobblestone placed in and pretty much just start planning out how wide this beach is going to be. I think I want it to come out to about here for this top level of sand. We can't have it too wide because of course there's something on that side that we're eventually going to build on, and we'll probably need to make a little beach on that side too because it will look weird with one side having a beach and the other side not, unless we can come up with something else, but that's way off in the future. We got to get all this done first. So obviously, everything I do is completely freehand. I build as we go. I don't plan it before. So the best way to approach this, I think, is going to be planning the descent or gradient down towards the bottom floor in kind of this little bit here, just so we can see how wide each is going to be. So I'm happy with this distance here. So now we got to go under, and I think maybe about that should be good. Like that, and then we'll have to go down once again and then again, and this isn't even going to be the bottom yet because it's going to be 1 block higher with the sand on top. Maybe this is a little bit too long, but let's cut this down a tiny bit. Let's go 1 block less here. That's 6. Let's go 5. How many is this one? That's 6 as well. So 5 here. We'll make this one 4, and then this one we'll do 5 again. Okay, I think that's a lot better. On the last one, it's going to be a little bit wider, so we'll make this one maybe 7, like that. I think that'll be good. So now if I grab some sand from down bottom here, thankfully I've got respiration and aqua infinity on my helmet. So this is kind of just going to be like breaking sand normally. Look how easy this is. Oh my days. Look at all that sea grass right there. Oh, I've got dolphin's grace. That's cool. Hey, Mr. Dolphin, how you doing? Thank you, my boy. Making us swim like Olympic swimmers right here. Michael Phelps, am I right? Oh my days. I've never played around with dolphins in Minecraft. That's cool. I appreciate the hand. I'm not going to lie. Anyway, let's get this sand placed in and see kind of how that looks. I think this is pretty long. I'm not going to lie. I think it might be a little too long. I don't think we need the kelp. Let's get rid of that. And let me fly. Just have a little bit of a look at this and see if it just looks weird from the bottom. I think it's a little bit long. I'm not going to lie, especially up the top. So I'm going to remove 3 from all the levels just to bring it down ever so slightly. This is why I wanted to do just a little bit first, just so we can kind of get the gradient right. So now I'll remove the cobblestone and then I'll add it in 1 block below and then add the sand in on top. I'm going to quickly remove these shulker boxes just because I don't want it to get in the way. I want to be able to see everything perfectly, but I've moved it all in now just by 3 blocks, and we'll have a quick look at how that looks now. Oh, that's so much better. I think that's pretty bang on. That's like 100 times better. I think that's perfect. Let's go with that. How wide is that in total? 26 blocks wide from here. You know, I'm going to move this one in by 1 actually. I guess it doesn't matter because as we move along the side, it's going to kind of change. They're not all going to be the exact same number. This is kind of just a rough kind of guide to follow, but I'm pretty happy with this. Now I got to figure out obviously the ocean part and remove this because that's going to go a bit deeper, but we've got to go all the way to the ocean floor, which is going to be absolutely wild. That's going to be the hard part, I reckon. So let me go down pretty much all the way to the bottom floor. I'm going to stop at this height. I feel like going any deeper right now seems a little bit pointless, but what I'm going to do is add a little bit of variation. I don't want this to be straight the entire way. It'll make it look a little bit weird. So at least in some of them, add it in slight differences so it's not just a straight line the entire way. Now let's just fill that in with sand. This is definitely the first time I've mined sand off the bottom of the ocean floor. I always use deserts or beaches and I'd take the sand from there, but yeah, there was a lot of sand down here, so I guess it makes sense to take it from here, especially if we're not going to be able to see it anyway. I guess we're kind of just moving the sand up. Let me just fill my entire inventory with sand just so I don't pick up any of that sea stuff. Keep that out of my inventory, thanks. Hey, where's the dolphin gone? I need that dolphin, Grace. The only thing that sucks is trying to collect the sand doing it like this. It's a little bit awkward, but hey, whatever. It is what it is, at least temporarily. That should be enough. So I'm going to fill the rest of this in now. I'll also add a little bit of variation in here. Super easy. I can just chuck sand on top, just like that. And now we have this line pretty much 100% complete, going deep into the ocean. Now, as you can see, it is nighttime and it is raining. So I don't think we're going to have a good look or kind of view of what this looks like as it goes into the ocean, but you can kind of see from here, it just disappears. If I use the ortho camera, which gives us a very zoomed out look, you can see as the sand kind of goes down, it kind of just gets darker and darker. Where it kind of ends, you can't even really tell. So I think this depth is good for now. Now, I did want to go all the way to the seafloor, but I think it's kind of a little bit pointless and going to make this project way longer than it needs to be. I'm very, very sorry if that sucks. I feel like right now we just need to at least get the beach done and as far deep as we can go, which makes sense for us to go, because not only do we have to do this side here, but we have to go and do that side as well. We have to go all the way around. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Now that we have these things planned out, so we know exactly how wide roughly each layer should be, I can go ahead and plan where the edges of each will be, just using cobblestone like this. So the top layer, of course, is going to be the easiest because it doesn't have to follow any other layer, kind of just mimicking this, how the stone wall is, but it'll kind of be the outline that determines the rest of them. So I guess in a way it is the most important outline. I think this is okay. I might bring it out a little bit more here, maybe in there. I think that's better. Yeah, I think that'll work. That's kind of a nice little flow along the side. And as always, we're going to just have a straight line here. This is where we're going to build up to just until we get this kind of mountain figured out yet. I'm not 100% sure where the edges are going to be down there. Now for this next one, it's just kind of mimic this level back here. Doesn't have to be perfect, but very close to it at least. We do want it to look as natural as possible. Just like that. Now we just got to fill all that in with cobblestone. Oh, it looks like the sun is coming up and I think the storm should be ending very soon. Come on, this is a very long storm. This is just ridiculous. Oh my days. I do need to fix this side up anyway. So let me just dig this out a little bit. Hey, come on, man. That's just not fair. Well, he paid the price anyway. Sucks for him. Definitely won't be doing that again. Bro, that lightning landed so close. It literally landed like a couple blocks away from us. That's crazy. Bro, that lightning was so close as well. I swear, I don't know how much damage lightning does, but that was 2 strikes. That was really close. Hopefully it's not literally going to kill me, but I don't know. At least we dodged it. But the storm literally just ended as I was saying that. So let's go ahead and have a look at how that sand looks as it goes into the ocean. Okay, you can quite clearly tell where it finishes, which is probably a bit of an issue, but we can always get that fixed up if we have enough patience by the end of this, because I mean, this is going to be a huge project. We're going to have to place thousands of blocks of cobblestone and sand, and yeah, it's gonna be big. And that's literally just to get the beach foundation. We still have to do all the details, add in a bunch of trees, some custom buildings, and try and figure out how to get the place looking absolutely banging. And don't forget, we got to go all the way over there as well. So this is gonna be probably equally as big of a project that this entire thing here was. Now what I'm gonna do is finish up the cobblestone all the way to that side there. Now I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see it in the ocean once I go under the water in the time lapse, but I'm really hoping you can. But obviously if the time lapse is very quick, that's why. So hopefully it works. So enjoy. Alright, all the cobblestone is now placed in and it's looking kinda good. Now, I haven't actually had a look at it from the sky just yet because we need to get the sand in still. Now, originally I was just going to go underneath and mine the sand, but that was taking way too long. And I mean, we're pretty much out of the cobblestone that we brought us. This is all we have left. So I'm going to pick up all of these shulker boxes here, chuck on my beautiful lighter, and get the hell out of here. Now, where are we heading? We're heading all the way over there. Now, if you're not new around here, you know that I come over to this little island here, quite far away from my main base. And I absolutely go to town on this little sandbank here because, I mean, we're not really going to be building over here and I don't really want to destroy the sand way over near our base because it'll make the landscape look a bit horrible. So instead, I travel about 1,000 blocks away. I think that's probably about 1,000 blocks. I have no idea. Sounds good, I guess. And I just destroy this whole area up here. Now, we do have a couple friends that we need to deal with before we get started, but there's still quite a lot of sand here that needs to be absolutely taken. So I'm gonna take it all. Well, as much as I can fit in these 4 shulker boxes. So let's get digger-ligging. Alright, and this is the place after I'm done. And yeah, there's a lot less sand here. It's all in my shulker boxes. So let's go back and try and get most of that sand placed in. Now it is almost dark, but as we fly over, I'm going to try and have a quick gaze at what it looks like with just a cobblestone in. Oh, you can already see it makes a huge difference. Because the cobblestone's a lot darker than the sand, you can't see it as well. But yeah, look at that. That is such a huge difference. It looks so much better. Obviously, it sticks out a little bit like a sore thumb because it's literally cut off in a line here. But once we get the whole thing going, this is gonna look so awesome. So once again, let me go ahead and place all that sand in, and then that will at least be this side kind of done. And just like that, that is this little part done. Now I know it looks weird because it's literally just this part, but we still need to do all the way around here. Once all this side is also done, it's gonna really start coming together properly. But it has taken me 7 days so far just to do this little bit of sand here, and this is probably just only 25% done because we still need to go all the way to the left here and then all the way to that side there. So there's so much to do, and that doesn't even include any of the detailing that we need to get done as well. So I think this project could become the biggest project so far. But if you look at it from up here, I think it really adds quite a lot. Even without any details added in yet, it's really just changing this whole thing here because it doesn't just abruptly end. And I mean, the natural ocean is very ugly. Like, why does it look like that? That's horrendous. Comparing this side to this side, it's a very obvious winner. I think this one looks so much better. And yeah, like I said, we haven't added any details into it yet. This is literally just sand. That's it. So just wait till this is done. It's going to look absolutely gnarly. But in order to get all of that done, we're going to need a lot more cobblestone and sand. We have about 3 double chests worth of cobblestone, which might be just enough to get this project done. But for sand, yeah, we haven't got that much. We've got a couple more stacks in here, but in total we are pretty far off. Now, because I did lose my last shovel with the silk touch, I'm gonna try my luck and get another one. No way. Efficiency 4 and silk touch. That is so lucky. That's literally exactly what we need. We do need to get unbreaking and mending on this, but that's the easy part. How many emeralds do we need? 42 plus 18, so pretty much 60. So I think to start off with, I'm gonna make a bunch of books because that's the easiest. So let me quickly go up to my sugarcane farm right up here. This should be plenty. So I'll turn all this sugarcane into paper, and then all the paper and leather into a bunch of books. So now if I come over to my mate over here, just chuck in some books and I'll get 16 emeralds. I'll just get another 4. So we got 20. Man, this guy's being pretty stingy on the emeralds. Come on, man. That's just disrespectful. I'll also sell just the normal paper to this guy. So that gives us 38. So I'll grab up my carrots and I'll sell these, and we should have enough emeralds once we do that. Bro, 64 pumpkins for 1 emerald. What the hell is that? That's distasteful. Shout out to the almighty duck 335. You'd save me a lot of time with that spacebar trick. So if you press spacebar, automatically puts the items in, which is just such a time saver. Anyway, let's grab the mending book, and more importantly, oh no, 1 emerald short. What is this? That's just disrespectful. I'll just grab up some sticks. 64 for 1 emerald. That's a bit of a rip-off, but we got to do what we've got to do. Boom. Now we have 42. Let's grab the unbreaking, and done. Now we'll chuck both of those on this shovel here and we'll be good to go. Look at that. We got our shovel back. Who knows? One day I might find the other shovel. Then we'll have 2 silk touch shovels. All right. So I'm going to go and fix up this shovel, and then we're going to go and pretty much fill up a ton of shulker boxes of sand. So I traveled all the way to the end to get all of my items repaired, especially the shovels because we needed all the durability on both of them. I then headed over to an even further away sandbank and started devouring the sandbank to get as much sand as I could. I filled up a bunch of shulkers to make sure that we definitely had enough sand, and then made my way all the way back to get started on the next section of the beach. And just like that, we're back with over 20,000 blocks in our inventory. Of course, all in these shulkers. So I have about 12,000 sand, maybe about 8,000 cobblestone, or roughly their amounts. So hopefully that should be enough to get going. I think if we're going to run out of anything, it's going to be cobblestone. And if I do, I'm just going to start working on these mountains just to get some extra, because I literally took everything from my chests. But fortunately, our pickaxe is fully ready to go. So worst comes to worst, I can just start digging out that side there. So we're kind of just killing two birds with one stone, which is exactly how I like it. So basically what I'm going to do now is probably spend 2 or 3 hours finishing this entire side here. I'm not actually sure how long it's going to take. It's only going to take 10 seconds for you. It's going to be such an epic time lapse, so I hope you guys enjoy it. But I'm going to have it spread all the way to that side there and pretty much go as deep as it is over there. So it's going to wrap all the way around. So yeah, this is going to take a long time. Hopefully it looks good. But yeah, I guess I'll see you guys when it's done. And ladies and gentlemen, that is this sand, add it all in and looking pretty good. So let's have a look at it from the sky. Wow, look at that, guys. That just absolutely changes this entire build. No longer is it just floating in the air. It actually has a beach, which makes sense. And it does cut off at the end here, but obviously eventually we're going to fill that all in and it's going to look absolutely hectic. But that'll be more once we get this side going as well. And yeah, we're going to get this entire area absolutely beaming. But the next thing to do is add in the details, and to do this I'm gonna need some dead bushes and cactus. So I don't actually know where any deserts are nearby, so I'm just gonna have to pretty much fly in a straight line. But first let me grab up some shulker boxes just in case we do find a place. I want to make sure I can collect everything that I find. So I'll grab up some shears because I'm not sure if the silk touch will work. You know, I'll take this whole shulker box and I'll take maybe 3 of them. I doubt we'll need more than that, but better to be safe than sorry. And just in case, I want to go grab another pair of shears because I'm not exactly sure if the silk touch will work. So let me quickly grab my shears, which should be in my tool chest just up here. Yep, we got tons. I'm going to take the half broken ones plus I guess 2 extra. That should be sweet. So now I'm going to pretty much just fly in a straight line. Right now we're about negative 5,000. So we'll see how many blocks it takes before we find a desert. Hopefully it's not too many, but I have a feeling it's going to be a few thousand. We're about 3,000 or 4,000 blocks in and it looks like there's a desert here. It could be a beach. I'm not sure yet. It's still way off in the distance, but let's see. Hopefully it's a desert. We've got a savanna. Oh, look, there's dead bushes. So regardless, we're good. Okay, is it a desert? Yeah, it's a desert. Beautiful. Okay, let's get our gear on because there is a lot of monsters here. Bro, they give you hunger when they hit you. Oh, and we got phantoms. What? So I'm going to farm up all of these dead bushes, or as many as there is over here, because these are important for the detailing of the beach. I'll make sure to collect these cactus as well because I don't have any. Not only can we now farm them, but we can also use them in the beach build, which is going to be important because there's not many plants we can add. So we got to use what we can to add that bit of green. You guys know how much I love the green, and cactus and dead bushes are kind of the only things we can do, and I guess leaves. But let me collect a bunch of these dead bushes and I guess cactus, and I'll see you guys if anything interesting happens. All right, and we've made it through this entire thing and I've taken every single dead bush and cactus that I could, and it looks like we just need to move over to the other islands. I'll just grab these couple more here. It's very dusky in the desert, so it's a bit annoying, but no way, look at this. Oh my days. This is a coral reef. Did I bring my silk touch pickaxe with me? I hope so. Oh, we did. Okay, thank the heavens. I'm gonna collect all of this. Oh my days. Do you know how good this is going to be? To add into like our river and even the inside of my base. I wanted to add some into that little underground bit. I'm going to collect pretty much everything here. Wow. I have to admit, I've never actually collected coral in survival. So I actually have no idea if we're even going to be able to place it down, but I'm sure we can. Let me try. I'll just place it down. Oh, you can. Oh, that's beautiful. It's basically underwater plants. It's amazing. Get the sea pickles too. I hope there's a way to farm this stuff now that I have it, because I actually have no idea. Okay, we already have a full inventory. Now I'm regretting not bringing more shulkers. Man, can I open these underwater? Oh, I can. Okay, that's fine. Gonna keep all the coral in here and the stuff we're actually collecting. And then I guess I'm gonna try and collect all this stuff as well. But if I run out of space for this stuff, I'll get rid of this stuff. So I actually have no idea how big this is. So I guess I'll just keep going until I get bored or run out of coral to mine. Okay, I've absolutely destroyed a lot of this coral reef, but this thing seems to go on forever, which I guess is not really a bad thing, but I don't want to spend all day mining these coral. So I'll quickly show you what we've got. We got pretty much an entire shulker of this stuff. I grabbed a bunch of sea pickles and pretty much every bit of coral that I could find. And we're going to be pretty good. But we're not here for the coral, we're here for the dead bushes. So let's swim to the other desert island. Man, if this was real life, the news would be like some strange green man has attacked the entire coral reef in what seems to be a targeted attack. And yes, it was definitely targeted. That coral is going to look very nice in my base. Thankfully, there's no repercussions for me absolutely destroying that entire ecosystem. Well, I guess part of it. Now, I've only got 3 bits of steak left, so I guess I'm going to see how much I can take out on this island here in terms of dead bushes, and I guess once we start dying properly, I'm going to just head back. Look at that, there's a coral reef on this side as well. There's so much coral everywhere, oh my days. I feel less bad about taking out all the coral on that side now. Let me grab as many dead bushes as I can before our food completely runs out. Now, I've only got 2 more cooked steak, which is not going to really cut it for long. I do have some rotten flesh I can eat. I'll see how much is left of this little island. There is another island over there which looks even bigger. Well, actually, I don't even know if that's an island. That's literally just a continent over there. I just wanted to make sure that this trip was worth it. So I'm trying to get as much as I can. And yeah, I'm very glad. Hold on, let me... Okay, he exploded, whatever. I'm very glad that Oh, there's a trident. Oh my days. Hopefully we can get it. Let me see if I can get that trident. Where did he go? Oh, it's a baby trident guy. Okay, come here, buddy. Oh, there's even coral here. Wow. Did we get a trident? No. Okay, whatever. What's in this shipwreck? I've never actually opened a shipwreck. I think the chest is down here, right? Yep. Buried treasure map. Okay, I guess I'll grab that. Oh, there's another one. Yep, all useless. Whatever. Never gonna really want to find one of these again. That was pretty horrendous. What does this map show? You know what? I'm not even gonna worry about that. I don't even know what we're gonna get from that. Right now, I don't really want to bother with that. Dude, there's coral everywhere. Oh my days. I'm just going to finish this island off, get all the dead bushes, and then get the hell out of here. I'm so excited to start detailing. That's the best part. All right, I think that's it. Let's head back. Oh, no, there's a dead bush there. No dead bushes left behind. And yoink. Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to get out of here and fly all the way back so we can start working on the next part. At least we know now exactly where coral is and a ton of sand. But that's for another day. I'm going to do something absolutely wild. G'day, fellas. Straight through their building. Just got to show my dominance. Should we fight them? You know what? I'm going to fight them. I don't think we fought any of these guys yet. So let me fight them all. See what we can get. I don't really know what they drop, but... Oh, he's coming for me. Don't worry, mate. I'll take care of you. Just come around this tree. Bam. One of them has an enchanted bow. Oh, they got an iron golem. Don't worry, mate. I'll save you. There you go, buddy. Is he going to help me or is he just going to chill in there? Oh, no, I've got no food, so I can't heal. Do you get any loot from these guys? These buildings here? Not really. A goat horn. I think all of that's pretty useless. Thank you. Oh, there's more down there. So these guys don't even drop anything. Oh no. Oh no, he got an enchanted one. Oh, this could be dangerous, guys. Alleys, these guys are good, right? Oh man. This is not good. I have no food. This could be the end of us. This could really be the end of us. Oh, there's one on top. No wonder. I'm getting out of here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna eat up this rotten flesh so we can heal. I think next time I'll come with a lead so we can maybe collect some of those alleys. I don't know what they do, but I think they're pretty cute. Oh, there's another one. Look at this. Even closer. Maybe there's alleys over here. Oh yeah, there is. Look at that. Alright, that's 2 pillager posts that we've flown through. That's alright. No more pillager posts for today. We're on day 252 and yeah, we need to get a bit of a wriggle on. So no more messing around. Let's get back to the base and start detailing the hell out of that beach. I think it's going to look really cool with all the stuff that I just got. Now, before we do anything, I need to get some more food because there's no way I'm going to be living off rotten flesh. You know, that's not good for me protein intake. So let me go absolutely disassemble some cows. And then I'll put them in the Big Mac processor and we'll have basically unlimited food. Actually, before I do that, I did put some wheat in here. So let me make a bunch of babies first. Multiply. And now all I got to do is take out a bunch of their parents. All right, that should be enough meat for the processor. Chuck all that bad boys in there, and I'll put the leather in there too. We got a ton of leather. This thing cooks up a feast. And yoink. Very, very nice. So first of all, I need to grab myself some grey concrete powder. For that, I need to grab some ink sacs. 48 ink sacs should be enough. So I'll make up some white dye and some black dye, and then turn that into grey dye. And I'll grab up about 4 stacks of gravel. Actually, you know what? We'll grab 8. And then I'll also grab up some more white dye. So 57. And I'll bring a workbench down with me. And while I'm here, I'll also grab up some sandstone. So now I'll just head down, get a workstation down, and start crafting up. Oh, I've made a mistake. I need to make light grey dye. So we'll get 64 of that, and we'll have 25 white dye. Do I have bones in here? I'm pretty sure I do. Oh, we've always got bones somewhere. There we go. Okay, so I'll make up a bunch of light grey concrete powder and some white concrete powder. That should be good. I think I'll make a little bit more white. Okay, that'll be perfect now. So now we can start planning out the path. So I'd started by planning out the road and then added in a bunch of different boulders and some leaves in between the road. I then added in a bunch of dead bushes, cactus, and also some sugarcane in and around all of the sand, and then a few beach chairs right near the water. So this is what we're working with now, and I think it's looking kind of good, but there's definitely something missing. And I'm sure a lot of you probably already know what that is, but we'll get to that very soon. I'm going to quickly add in a little bit of andesite to this path. Not too much, you know, just a little bit here and there. And there's also one more thing that I need to do to this path to really make it start looking good, and that is to turn this concrete powder into actual concrete. Man, it is looking pretty nice from up here. Obviously I haven't done any of that side just yet. I'm just focusing on this side first. So let's jump down and turn this all into real concrete, and there we go. We have a bunch of real concrete now. We already have a fish at our little beach. Look at that little cute guy. Wow. So I'm going to go through and add this concrete in as well. It should really make this path feel a lot more full. And here we go. Now the path is looking so much better. Now the next thing I need to do is go and grab some more jungle logs because I am completely out. Now we're going to be using the jungle logs to create some palm trees. So I guess I'll come over here and I'll just take a couple of these bad boys. So the hard part is of course going to be figuring out where these trees should go. So I think I'll just start by just chucking one right here. Why not? Now, I've never really built these trees in survival. I have built them in creative before, but honestly, I don't know how this is going to turn out. I'm going to start with 4 like this. Oh, we'll go like this. Then I'm going to have to jump down and use scaffolding to get up. And then pretty much just go like this. I'll do that on all sides. Not going to lie, this is going to be pretty tricky. Oh man, this is going to be a lot harder than I thought. I might go 3 down on the sides. And then on the corner ones, I'll do something similar, kind of like this. But on this one, I'll only go down 2. I wonder how that looks. Okay, in order to see this properly, I'm going to have to fly. Because it's a bit hard to see from down here. I'm not sure if this is enough. Okay, look, it's not horrible. It's not horrible at all, but it's not perfect. I don't love it. You know what? I'm going to build a second version with a slightly different leaf thingy and see how I like that one. Okay, so I'm going to... Oh no. Oh, just got to stop jumping off that, mate. That ain't going to be good if I die. Building palm trees, that'd be crazy. I should also add some like cocoa beans to the top to look like maybe coconuts. I think that'd be cool. I think one right here, or is that too far away? Nah, that should be fine. That should be all right. So obviously I do the same kind of shape, but I also have some coming up. Okay, now I've got 2 trees with slightly different leaf patterns. So it's time to figure out which one's better. Okay, I definitely prefer this one. So let me delete all this of whatever this is. Well, what if we put a little bit extra leaves in here like this? You know, I think that might actually be a bit better. I think we'll do that for both. Can I jump across here? There's no way. Maybe if I... Oh yeah. That was beautiful. So I'll go like that. I think that's good. I think that's very nice. Yeah, that's so much better. Well, you know what though? I still think there's a little something missing. So what about on the inside? If we add an extra leaf, just so they're not kind of hanging there. More like that. Making them a little bit thicker. Oh yeah, that's it. That is good. Okay. Let me do that for the other one as well, because that is so much better. I think that's good. I think that's as good as I'm going to be able to get, to be honest. And it does actually make it slightly easier to build, because I don't have to place in the slabs on the side ones. And I mean, it's taken me a full day, I think, to be able to do just these 2 trees. But now that I've got the pattern kind of figured out, maybe we can get them done a bit quicker. Yeah, I'm liking that. That's pretty beautiful, mate. Now let's get a couple of these bad boys in. And this place is really going to start coming together. Man, I've already had 3 creepers explode. I really need to make sure this guy doesn't. Oh, he was close to busting. That was crazy. So Obviously, I've got all these trees in. I'm just quickly adding some cocoa beans to the very tops. I think it'll make a nice little addition to it and kind of resemble some coconuts or something like that. Alright, so that's the cocoa beans added to all these trees. Now it's time to have a look at how these bad boys look. Alright guys, honestly, this is such a good addition, and we're still not done. We still need to add some stuff to this. The water, the sand in the water. But yeah, this is looking pretty good, and we haven't even added in any of the buildings yet. So obviously I've added these little chairs in. I'm going to add some wool. I need to go find some wool. We don't have any wool farms yet, so I'm going to have to find some sheep in the wild and steal their fur. But we've got a couple of those across the water. I'm going to build a nice little campfire here and potentially like a little hut or shop area over here. I'm not 100% sure yet, but there's also going to be a couple tents spread throughout. And, you know, whatever buildings I can kind of think of. And of course, I still needed to do this entire side here. So there's still a whole lot of stuff to do, but I wanted to make sure I get one side right. So then I can pretty much just copy exactly what I've done over here, over there. But yeah, the trees have turned out pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with them. They're not super complex. They're pretty basic, but at least it's a different type of tree. During the 200 days video, obviously, I mentioned how I needed to learn how to make some new trees. And yeah. This is the new tree. I think this is turning out pretty nice. Now, I do want to add a little dock as well, or fishing kind of bridge thing. We'll put it on this side because on that side, I've got something else planned. See this big ass piece of rock here? We're going to turn that into something cool. It's going to be really nice. I think, I hope. Fingers crossed, all right? Now, the next thing I need to do is go and grab a couple different types of dirt. I'm thinking mainly coarse dirt, maybe a little bit of podzol, and place it around the trees. I'll grab a stack of coarse dirt and, well, we've only got 24 podzol, but I'll grab it anyway. And we'll see if we can make a little bit of a difference using these two blocks, because it is very white. So I'm thinking near the trees, I'm just going to add a little bit in, just to add a little bit of, you know, texture to the floor, I guess. I think the dirt is such a simple thing to do, but I reckon it's going to change it quite a lot. Yeah, look at that. Having just a little bit of dirt around the trees really adds just a little bit of, I guess, realism to it and a little bit of extra texture. I'm really liking that. I think I'm going to do a similar thing across the back here where there's some stone. Just add in a little bit of coarse dirt. I think that'll be very nice. I'll also add in a tiny bit of podzol. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Now I think this side is ready to have some buildings added. But before we do that, obviously I need to go ahead and do everything I've done over here as well. And yeah, that's going to take a little bit of time. So let's start that now. Alrighty, now that both sides are now done, I can go ahead and start working on the next part, which of course is a little pier. So I grabbed up a bunch of spruce, and honestly I think the best place to have this will be coming through here, just right here. So I'm going to be pretty simple with this, to be honest. I'm just going to have it stretch out a little bit, maybe up to here. I think this will be good. Or we'll go one more, that'll be good. Yeah mate, that's bloody beautiful. Alright, I'll strip these bad boys up and then chuck in some spruce slabs, and then at the very end it'll come back down so it's in line with the water. Then have a little sticky eddy bit like that. Now I'll go ahead and raise all these little pillars here by one, and of course strip them bad boys down. Then connect them together using some spruce stairs. Then I'll throw down some trapdoors in between, and then of course 3 trapdoors at the end, just to make this a little bit easier to get onto. And then trapdoors on the outside of each of these pillars, just like that. Now I'm going to craft up a bunch of stone brick walls, as well as some fences and some spruce fence gates. Now I'll place down spruce fences on top of the trapdoors, with spruce fence gates on top of these stairs, and then stone brick walls on top of each of these pillars, with a spruce fence on top and a lantern on top of that. Wow, we had the perfect amount of fences. I love it. And that is our little pier done. Very simple, but adds a little bit extra to this beach. So now that that's done, let's have a quick look at this from the sky during the night. Oh my lord, this is looking good. Very nice. Now, I'm going to go quickly grab some dark oak logs from my base. 1 stack should be more than enough. Now I'll head all the way back so we can start building the next building. And this place is looking gorgeous. I'm so in love with it. It's amazing. And just look at the place as we go past and we see the beach. Doesn't that look so sick? Oh man, this is such a good addition. We need to get this side done. It's weird having that just not done. Oh, we'll get that done eventually. So I'm going to build a little hut here. I'm thinking it should start right here, 3 blocks wide. We'll go 5 blocks wide on this side. Strip all them logs right there. And I want to make like a little bench thing. And the back wall should look a little bit like there's some shelving maybe. Maybe a couple trapdoors on there to maybe look like a door or something. And then this wall here, we're just filling with spruce planks just like that. A nice little shop. Very, very simple. Nothing crazy. We'll go and extend this up by 1 more and connect it all together. Now I'm going to make up some dark oak slabs. And I'll go up this way so I can jump straight onto the roof. Just like this. And I guess we'll just make the roof pretty simple. As simple as it can be. And fill in the roof using spruce slabs. Just like that. Very, very simple, but a nice little shop, I guess. Obviously, we need to do some more details in here, but I think for now this is going to be okay. What we need to do is add in some chairs. I guess we'll just put a crafting table in here. Why not? We'll add in some tables and chairs to make it look like a shop or a dining area. Some chairs at the little table here. And there we go. We've got a nice little eatery over here. People can come and have some food, some meals, you know, maybe some coconuts. Now I do want to add in a couple umbrellas. Maybe one there, and then I guess one here. That should be good. Now also throw in some leaves just around the edge to make it kind of obvious where the end of the eating area is. Make it feel more exclusive, I guess. Now add in some leaves around the edge here, just like that. Man, this is looking nice. Obviously, once we get the wool or carpet in there, it's going to be better. But I'll also throw in a little bit of coarse dirt just because there's going to be a lot of trampling around here. So maybe there's some dirt or mud or, you know, just a little bit of extra texture. Another thing I want to do is grab a bunch of stone buttons and place them on and around the road, just to make it look like some rocks or pebbles. I think it'll just add a nice little detail to the entire area, and especially in here, because people are going to be trampling rocks all through here. Boom, there we go. Okay, let's have a look at that. The building's in. I think it's going to really make this place look a little bit more interesting. Look, you can't see the building perfectly, but you can see it just between the trees. So it gives you something a little bit more interesting to look at. And obviously, if you're walking through here, you're going to notice that building over there. And it makes this area over here a little bit more interesting. And maybe you want to spend more time looking over here. Obviously, we still need to add some pots in, but yeah, we can do that eventually. So over here is going to be a campfire. So I think I'm going to do the same thing and section this kind of area off using some leaves, just to make it feel a little bit more cozy, just like that. Then I'm going to use some spruce logs and dark oak wood, just to create a little area here where there's going to be some fireplaces. I think this would be nice. Now we just need to go get some campfires. So let's fly back to the base real quick. It's so easy to fly in here. Look at this. It's so perfect. You can fly all the way down and then into the base. Oh man. So we'll grab up some coal, make a couple of these bad boys, and then boom. Now, of course, I'll grab 2 hay bales just so we can have 2 campfires that are putting out a lot more smoke. And then we'll just fly back and chuck those in that campfire area. And then that campfire is going to start looking pretty groovy. Just remove this one, chuck campfire there, and then I guess this one as well. There we go. So now we've got a nice little eatery and we've got a campfire. Now, there's still a little bit of space. There's some space in here. We could build something. And on this side, we can build some things over here. There's plenty of space over here. So as you can see, this is kind of a good little area to build something. I mean, you can kind of build anything around here, but I'm going to leave those empty because I'm going to ask you guys for suggestions to build here. And if your suggestion is picked, obviously I'll throw your comment right up on the screen and we'll build that in a future video that I've got planned. So as always, throw down all your suggestions on what we can build in these little spaces. Obviously, it has to relate to the beach and something that will fit in the area. Now, the most important part of making a beach is making the water look good. So to do that, I'm going to add a couple rocks here and there. I just want to see how it's going to look. A little bit deep, just piles of stone just in the water here, kind of like we do on the land. I'm going to add a few just so I can see how it looks. I'm hoping it looks good because I don't really want to come back and mine them. So because it's dark, I'm not quite sure how easily I'm going to be able to see the rock piles. So what I'm going to do instead is grab up some bones and then a bunch of this coral that we mined earlier. And I'm going to get this placed in kind of around the rocks a little bit. I'm thinking that'll just bring a little bit extra life to it. So I'll just place in some bone meal and then add in some bits of coral around, which I think is going to look really nice. I'm also going to add these lines in. I don't know why. I feel like it just makes sense maybe. I'm hoping it looks good. It's almost day. It is day now, but it's almost the right time to have a look and get a proper look at how this is, because I'm thinking it's going to look pretty cool with the seagrass and the little bits of color in there. I think it's nice. I guess we'll add some just around the bottom of this here, because maybe there's some coral growing. I guess that makes sense around the pier. Okay, I want to have a look at that. I'm really hoping it looks as good as I think it's going to look. So let's use the pier and we'll jump off here and fly into the sky. Okay, it definitely looks good. But I think there's a little bit too much grass to focus in one area. So I'm going to cut up some of the grass and replace that grass, hopefully scattered a little bit better between. I think that'll make it look better. So do I have shears in here? I do. Look at that. Let's grab them shears. And what I want to do is just take up some of this grass, just where I think it's a little bit too much. Just like that. So it's a little bit more spare like that. And just kind of add it in even more sparingly throughout. Just like this. So we'll do the same thing here. I'm just going to loosen it up a little bit. You see, that's a lot better. There's still a lot of grass focused around there. But I want to add little bits kind of throughout here. Okay, let me do that. I'm not going to lie. This is definitely the first time I've ever hand placed seagrass. I've never been this particular about seagrass in my life. But I think it's going to be worth it. Oh no, it's almost dark again. I think this is the last one and then we can go have a look again. Okay, I'm really hoping this looks good now. I'm pretty sure it does, but there's only one way to find out, and that is to have a look from the sky. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That's a lot nicer than over there. You know, it's definitely different, and I think it's nice. It's nice and interesting to look at. So that's what we're going for. It's not just boring sand now. Now I just got to do that on the other side. So let me do that quickly, and I'll see you guys in a second. Now the area in all of the water is done, so there's a couple more things we have to do to finish off this project, and that is to grab some wool. But if you look in my inventory, we've got almost a stack and a half of gunpowder just from killing creepers that have been coming up to me on the beach and, you know, donating their insides to me. So we're going to turn all these bad boys into fireworks. Just like that, we have just over a stack and a half of fireworks, which is amazing. Now I just need to go and find some sheep. Hello, Mr. Llama. I see our first victim. Come here, mate. Boom. We got 2. Okay. We're going to definitely need a whole lot more. All right, and I'm hoping that is enough wool. We've got almost a full stack. Oh, look at all these sheep here. You know what? I'm going to grab these guys' fur as well. Yoink. Alright, so now I'm going to take all of this cage-free wool. I'm going to turn these poppies into red dye. And I'm going to turn a bunch of the wool into red. Just like that. Then turn them into carpets. And then also this white wool into carpets as well. And basically just create these little cool things on top. So it looks like little umbrellas. Now there's a couple that we need to make, so fingers crossed we have enough. Now remember there's also one in here, or sorry, 2 in here that I've got to make. Oh man, I got to do parkour to get on top of this one. I don't even know if that's possible. Oh my days. Oh yeah. Man, I need some more string as well. I hope I've got enough. I really do. Because if I don't, that's going to be extremely sad and I might cry. We got 1. Come on. 2. Oh no. Oh, okay, we got an 11. So we got 13 total. That's not horrible. Fingers crossed we got enough. Oh, there was string over here. Oh, not much though. Man, I reckon these little umbrella things are going to add so much color to this area. Just make it so much better. And I am also out of red carpet as well, which is a little bit disappointing. Have I got any different flowers in here? Oh, I can make some brown dye and then some brown carpet. That'll be okay. Just having a little bit of a different color, I think. Chuck some of that in there. And we're out of string anyway, so let me go back to my base. And I'm going to see how much string I've got in there. I don't think I've got much, unfortunately. Hopefully I can scrounge enough together. Not going to lie to you guys, it's not looking good. Nope, we got no string. But we do have some yellow flowers. So I'm going to turn these into some yellow dye. Then make some yellow wool and some yellow carpet. So we can have some yellow. And I guess I'll make it a little bit more red because red is the best. And anyone who disagrees is, well, I guess wrong. Okay, so we definitely have enough carpet. Carpet is not our issue, but it is string for some really weird reason. I did not expect that. Hold on a minute. Can we buy string from a Fletcher? Well, at least the Fletcher we've got in here. He buys string, sorry. That's a little bit unlucky, but I guess we just got to wait till night and absolutely take out a bunch of those cheeky buggers. I guess I'll just do what I can over here. I've got 7 string. It's not enough, but, you know, it's going to do a little bit. I need 1 more string for this one. But now we've got a yellow one with 1 missing. Whatever. That's all right. With the addition of the umbrellas, I want to see how it looks. I think it's really going to change it. And the big reveal, Oh yeah, that's looking so much nicer. It's a small detail, but it really adds in a lot of character and color. I'm so in love with this area. It is looking awesome. I guess I'll add in a couple tents or just little small builds around. So I think the first thing we should add, I guess just over in this corner, is a little tent thing. I'm not going to go too crazy on this. I think I'm just going to have it build up a little bit like this. I'm going to have to move this little cactus here, and I'll literally just do something like this. I mean, it's very, very simple. I should put the crafting table underneath there, and then maybe like a little bench or something, just like that. I guess I'll put a barrel in here as well. Oh, no, that looks weird. Let's have it facing upwards. Boom. Okay. Very simple. I think pretty much as simple as it can get, but you know, just add something different in here. I'm going to add in a little bit of coarse dirt as well, because I think that'll just make it look a little bit more, you know, stand outy, if that makes any sense. But yeah, very, very basic. Could probably hang a lantern from that as well. Man, the shulker situation right now is no bueno. Not good at all. All right, and boom. Okay, that's a tent. Sure thing, mate. I think I should add a second one of those in as well, but this time out of spruce slabs, be a little bit different, have a little bit of variety in your life, you know what I mean? And I guess I'll chuck this one over here. Remove this dead bush. Boom. Boom. No, hold on. We can move this back one more. There we go. And I'll strip them. And then, of course, the fences, and that is pretty perfect, mate. I'll do the same thing. I'll add in a crafting bench here, and I'll add in these little things here for a little table. There we go. And on this one, I'll add in a composter because sure, why not? You know, and of course the little bits of dirt, you know, because people are walking their grubby feet everywhere. And yeah, that's another one. Okay, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, mate. Now, there is a mission we need to complete. We need to go get some more string. So let me find up some spiders and kindly ask them if they can give me their string. I might as well just take out everything while we're at it. I'm going to need me armor all my days. Oh no, I've got myself in a bit of a pickle, guys. I've got myself in a bit of a pickle. And don't worry, we're out of that pickle already. Boom. Oh no. Oh no. Why is he not dying? Okay. Yeah, he gone. All right, and we've got 39 string, which should be more than enough. So let's go down here and absolutely finish getting this thing done. So we'll finish up this yellow one right here. Boom. Make another red one. Then we'll make another yellow one. And then finally for the last one, another red one. And there we go. Now that's all of the little umbrellas done. And ladies and gentlemen, this beach for me is looking pretty good. I didn't think those little tents would make a huge difference, but they really have. I mean, it just adds a little bit of extra, a little bit of oomph, and I'm really liking it. Oh, these fireplaces shooting flames up high. I'm loving it all my days. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you a quick tour of this entire thing. So you enter the beach from this part here. Don't worry, there's going to be more entrances down the road. Once we get that part done, you've got some beautiful palm trees. You can walk to the right, or you can move over to the left down there. Now, if you follow the right path, we'll walk past some little chairs with a beautiful umbrella on top. We can walk up a little bit. There's a tent over to our right. And we've got this beautiful little pier here, as well as over here we've got a nice little campfire. So you can sit around the campfire and tell jokes about whatever funny things you have to talk about. I don't know anything about that. Anyway, over here we've got a nice little eating area with two beautiful big umbrellas and a bunch of little places to sit, as well as a place to sit right here at the serving area. And then we get to the end here where eventually it will continue on. Now, if we move to the left-hand side, we'll move past a bunch of empty space where you guys can make suggestions on what I should build here. We've got another beautiful tent over in the corner there. But as we walk through, there's pretty much just a bunch of space for us to expand and build new cool things. And over here, there's going to be something really cool, which you'll have to see in the future. This place is really coming together really nicely, but we're missing a huge part of the game. Now, obviously, recently we built this beach, and I had to go and find wool from sheep in the wild, and that took way too long. So today, we're going to be solving that issue by creating the best sheep farm you have ever seen in your entire life. No cap. Now, this sheep farm is going to be in a completely different spot. Most of the time we've worked on this side here, but I want to build the sheep farm kind of over in this area instead, which we haven't actually worked on at all yet. Now, before we do anything, I've got to head to the end to fix up all my tools because as you can see, a lot of them are completely destroyed. Mainly the 2 shovels, which we're going to need a lot of. Now, while we're heading there, I'll tell you the goals for this project. Most importantly, of course, we need to get all 16 types of dye. I need to convince some sheep to move into the sheep farm, and I need to plan the entire side of the mountain. And finally, after a couple minutes, we got everything ready to go again. Man, I love the fact that this portal puts you right to your bed. It is so good. So, first of all, I need to figure out what on earth I'm going to do with the side of the mountain here. It is completely unchanged, so it is a blank canvas, which makes it a lot harder to figure out than something that we've already built or started. So let's try and figure this out. I started at the very top by planning where the topmost level is going to go, how wide it will be, and also added in some stone to the back mountainside to close it off. I then moved on to the left hand side, one level lower, to plan out where the edge of the sheep farm would be. Once that was done, I moved on to the opposite side to create a circular area for the entire sheep farm to sit inside. I added some stone and dirt to meet up at the front and flattened some land on the outskirts. I then mined out some land inside the circle so I could properly see the size of the land we had created. Once I was happy, I moved on to the front area where I created a stone archway as an entrance and dug the land at the front down to the correct height. So, this is what we're working with now. We've got a plan for the entire area, which is a lot more than we had before, but now we have this massive bit of land that I need to go ahead and absolutely flatten, which is going to take a while. It's also going to require a lot more shulker boxes because these are pretty much full. So let me go back to the base, grab some shulker boxes, and then absolutely start deconstructing this area. Okay, I only had 5 extra shulkers, so hopefully that's going to be enough. All right, let's start dig-a-ligging. Alright, so this is what we've got. My pick is pretty much dead, and this is the second pick that I've gone through now. So obviously I need to make my way to the end, and every single one of my shulkers is full, so I kind of need to get rid of everything anyway. So let me do that real quick. And just like that, everything is repaired, and all these shulker boxes are completely empty once again. So hopefully now we can go ahead and complete this area. We've only got the sides to do, so it shouldn't take too long. And then we can finally start planning this area and seeing how it's going to look. I'm so excited. Oh my days. We just almost lost this hardcore world. That was crazy. Bro, this Enderman was absolutely destroying me. I was trying to drink me Coca-Cola and he came out at an inconvenient time. So I was trying to fight him with one hand. And yeah, let's not do that again because yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of had a mini heart attack, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, that was nuts. But anyway, let's keep building. And now all of that area is now completely mined out. It just looks like a big hole at the minute, but don't worry, we're going to get that fixed. Don't worry about that. So I guess that's technically the biggest part, just getting all of this kind of mined out and planned. But now that it's planned, we can go ahead and detail this thing up. So to detail this, we're going to have to start with the walls. Obviously, right now, it looks disgusting. So we got to fix that up. And how I plan to do that is, of course, the exact same way that we detail the other walls. I'm going to dig them in a little bit, add a bunch of different variations, and of course, texture the hell out of it. So with these walls though, I want them to kind of dig a little bit in and not really come back out at the bottom, if that makes sense. As an example, these walls, they dig in, but then they dig back out at the bottom. So you can see at the top, it kind of caves in a little bit and then caves back outwards at the bottom. So it's like a kind of C shape. I kind of want to cut this bottom bit out and just have it cave in, just because I want to try something a little bit different with this one. Plus, it'll give us a lot more space at the bottom, which I think is going to be important because I feel like we might actually not have enough space to fit all 16 in here effectively. So if it digs in a little bit, I think it might be better. So I'm going to start with the back wall because obviously that's going to be the hardest. Look how big that thing is. It is so tall. I think this might be one of the tallest mountainsides we've had to do. Now I do also want to have like cave entrance in here. I'm not 100% sure where it's going to go. If we don't figure it out in this episode, I'm always happy to hear your suggestions. But I guess what I'm going to do is just probably from this part here all the way to this part here. Just these three kind of faces there. And we'll kind of see what I can do, how I can get it looking. And then once that's done, it should be easy to replicate on every other wall. Alright guys, so this is what we're working with now. And I actually installed a new mod to make it a little bit easier for you guys to see exactly what we're doing. So it's the free cam mod. If I press F4, it allows me to pretty much leave my body. I'm still there and time is still going, so I gotta be careful. I gotta make sure no monsters get me because they can kill me, I'm pretty sure, while I'm in this mode. And I can just move around and have a bit of a different look. So obviously you can see it a little bit better than me just trying to fly with the elytra. So yeah, if I do get attacked by monsters, I'm pretty sure I die. So yeah, obviously the sun is still moving, the world is still active, so I've got to be careful. But you can very easily see now what we're working on, because I know sometimes it can be a bit tricky when we're just flying in the elytra. But this is what we got. Obviously it curves in now instead of curving in and then back out, so I think this will work nice. I just got to do the rest of the walls, and yeah, then we'll be able to start seeing this place come together and we can start actually working on it properly. Now before I do continue and work on the rest of the walls and get them all pretty good, what I need to do is get some sheep, because we need them boys breeding, because we're going to need at least bare minimum 32 sheep. I know it's going to be very ugly, but what I'm going to do is create a little box right here, just like that I'm going to try and lure some sheep into so we can get them to start having some babies. I always do this at a bad time. It's almost night time, but that's fine. Let's fly up and we'll grab some wheat. 14 pieces is more than enough. Let's hope we can find some sheep nearby. Fingers crossed. I know I've seen a bunch of sheep over here recently. There's Mr. Llama. I swear, every time we go looking for animals, we always find a llama first. I reckon it's the same llama every time too. That's crazy. Oh, there's chickens. Oh, there's some sheep. Look at that. So much better than what we had with the cows. I had to literally walk around for like half an hour just to find cows. We built the cow farm, so this is much, much nicer. Alright, come with me, mate. Come on. Bro, these sheep are so lucky. The cow farm is so much smaller than this sheep farm is going to be. This sheep farm is going to be huge. Wow, look at that. We might even be able to get back before the sun goes down. We've got a zombie following us very closely behind, but we're just keeping away from him. Man, he's stalking us. He's not attacking. He's just keeping his distance, trying to be unseen. Look how close we are. Oh my days. Come on, mate. No, come on, please. No. Why does this have to be so difficult? Oh man, I'm going to have to deal with these guys. Oh my god, am I going to die? Hey, why did you shoot my sheep, bro? What the hell? That was just disrespectful. I'm going to put my armor on because I don't really want to die today. You know, not on day 270. I just heard a baby zombie. That's the last thing I need right now. Come on, mate. Ah, get out of here, mate. Oh, another one. If that creeper comes up, I'm probably going to cry. Hey, wrong way, mate. Come on. Look how close we are. Oh, this skeleton's gonna see us. I bet you any money. I'll bet you 15 bucks. Oh, nope. He's walking the complete opposite way. What a legend. Right? He just turned a blind eye. He's like, nah, you know what? Not today. Thank you very much. Come on, guys. I've got this beautiful little pen. Nope, you can get right out of here, mate. Not a chance. Not today, Junior. All right, fellas, come on. Look at this. Premium quality right here. Jump in here, mate. Thank you. Hey. No. Okay, I guess you're stuck in there too. Not anymore. You dead, boy. Alright, now we got sheep. So now I can start duplicating these using wheat and slowly build up the population a little bit while we're building. So yeah, that'll be nice. Anyway, I'm going to spend the next couple hours going to town on the rest of these walls here, and hopefully it looks good. If not, I'm probably going to cry and go to sleep for another couple days. In real life, not in the game. We don't sleep in the game. Anyway, I don't know why I said that. So play the time lapse. Alright, and I'm sure you guys saw the time lapse. This thing is looking pretty good. Pretty much exactly what I thought it would look like, but there's still quite a lot of things we need to do to get this thing looking perfect, because obviously it just looks like a big ass wall right now, so we need to fix that. Now obviously while I was breeding these guys up. See, I can't even feed them anymore. There's a bunch of babies, we just got to wait for them to grow. I think we probably have maybe 12 of them at the minute. The population is growing very nicely. Now, there is a pretty big problem with this area. It is very dark. Now, in order to fix that, I need to add a bunch of hanging lanterns. So there is a few things we have to pick up from the base, and that is stone brick walls, some spruce fences, and of course the lanterns. Now, we only have 34 lanterns. It might be a little bit tight, but I think we should be okay. We definitely have enough stone brick walls and almost an equal amount of spruce fences, which is perfect. So once we add them in, it's going to look a little something like this. It's still the daytime, so it's going to be bright already. So we're going to have to wait to see how this looks. But now that that's done, we can go ahead and turn all of this into dirt, because right now it's a bunch of random blocks, mostly stone. But yeah, let's turn it all into dirt, just like that. Oh my days, this is looking so much better with just the dirt in. You know, let's have a quick look. So obviously from the sky, this is looking absolutely mental. So now what we need to do is grab an absolute metric ton of spruce fences. Man, this place is so gorgeous. I'm so in love with it, man. So I'm gonna grab, let's say 5 stacks of spruce logs. I'm gonna turn half of a stack into sticks and see how many fences that gets us. That gives us 6 stacks of spruce fences. Now, I'm not sure if that's enough. I'm just gonna grab another 2 stacks just in case, and we'll take that back. And I guess I just got to try and plan this out and see how we can sort of fit all 16 in. Now, there was another mod that I added, which was important to get this done. Now, obviously, I didn't want to have fences like this. That's weird. Would be really hard to do. Well, at least hard to make it look good. So this mod allows you to have fences go a new kind of direction. So if I place one here and then one diagonally, it'll connect across a block like that. So you have a little bit more freedom with how you want the fences to go, which, I mean, come on, that was definitely necessary. Why can't we do this in vanilla Minecraft? That seems like such a basic thing. Come on, Mojang, fix your... Anyway, what we're going to do is there's going to be a road coming through here. So I need to have a little bit of space. So I think coming out like this. Okay, no. Redo. This is definitely not the way to do this. Okay, so there's 16 different colors. So there needs to be 8 on each side. So I have to somehow split this side into 8 and then the same on that side. Okay, that's 6. That's not enough. Oh my days. This is going to be tricky. So I have this one come out here. Okay, this is going to be a lot harder than I thought. What I'm going to do is place 9 logs around this and try and get them as even as possible. So this is what I managed to figure out. So I put a log on the ends, and then I put one in the middle, and then I split that one in half, and then I split it in half again. So now we've got 8 little sections. So what I need to do now is kind of try and figure out where these sections are going to meet up, which of course is going to be a little bit tricky. So I think I'm just going to try and create a circle right in the middle. So if I try and find roughly the middle, which should be about here, to place, I guess, a log in the middle, then I'm going to go out 10 on each side, right? So that's a pretty decent size for one sort of pen. And then if I do the same thing on the other side, roughly the same size, you know, that should be pretty decent, I think. So if I just come out with the fences and I try and create a circle, which seems to be a little bit harder than I thought it would be. I guess kind of like this. Oh my days, this is so much harder than I thought it would be. I'm not gonna lie, I'm struggling a bit. This is horrendous. Like, how do you even divide this into 16 sections? Like, what even is this? This is, I don't even know what shape to call that. What I think I'm gonna do instead, I'm going to create a little path. Oh my days, hang on. Excuse me, mate, I'm trying to do a demonstration, all right? Get out of here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a path that kind of runs from the front, then does like a circle, and then runs to the cave there. So that will give us the middle, and then I can use that to reference the fences and then connect them to the logs at the back. I think that would work bloody beautifully, mate. So let me go ahead and absolutely decimate this area. You know, I just placed all this dirt, but I'm gonna break a bunch of it and create some paths, and we'll see how that goes. So I guess enjoy the time lapse. Alright, and that is this area now kind of figured out, at least with the path. So if we look at it from the sky, it's not a perfect circle, but it's circular enough. And it kind of separates these sides a lot better than what we had before. So now what I need to do is go ahead, and I think I'm going to leave a couple blocks in between and just kind of start planning where this fence is going to go around the edge of this circle. I think that is a lot better. It still has a little bit of work to do because it still looks a little bit weird, but I think that might get fixed up once we have all the sheep in there and the little pen separated as well. So I'll quickly connect this as well, just like that. Oh, hold on, like this. There we go. Now I just just got to do the same thing on the other side. Issue is these sheep are going to be in the way. So I think I might let them all go free and kind of fill out this area. I think that might be the best way to do this. So I'll connect the fences like that. Then I'll do the same thing over here. Okay, I think that's pretty good, to be honest with you. I think that's kind of as good as we're going to get it. Maybe a little bit of editing on these fences. They look a little bit funky in some spots, but we're also going to add some details to the inside, you know, tall grass and all that fancy jazz. Man, these mobs have been absolutely horrendous. I'm not going to lie. I don't think I've ever experienced anything as bad as this. It's just because of how large this area is. So if it's not lit up, there's going to be mobs spawning. So if I'm on this side, that side gets mobs. So, you know, it's a little bit inconvenient, but hey, whatever. Now, real quick, I do need to make a couple fence gates. 16 should be bloody perfect. I think I'll just go ahead and chuck that one there. Can we place these on an angle as well? No, we can't. Okay, that kind of sucks. But that's okay. We're going to open this one up. Sorry, mate. Get out of here. And we got to let these sheep run free. All right, welcome to your home, mate. Oh, no. Oh, mate. What a joke. Oh, well, you're dead. Oh, nope. I guess you're free. You survived. Oh, look at them going and eating all my grass. What a joke. But that's fine. I just got to quickly fix up these fences a little bit because they're a little bit funky. Hey. Yeah, they're a little bit funky in some spots. I think that was the main culprit. I think this one's a bit weird too. Put this one in by one. Oh, we got to put all of these in by... Hey. Get out of here, mate. There we go. That's a bit better. You know what? Can I actually get this guy to come back? Oh, come on. I don't want to have to fight anyone. All right, I'll take this creeper out as well, I guess. No, I won't. He'll take himself out. Self-destruction. All right, come on, mate. I didn't mean to hit you earlier. I was just playing a game. So just follow me back in here. Yep. Ha. And now I'll guide all these other silly guys out here. Come on. Now try and lead them to the middle a bit more. Now I can go ahead and connect these fences as best as I can. You guys can tell how annoyed I've gotten from these mobs because I literally have my bow. The last time I used this bow was literally on the day I made it. That's how little I use this thing. But I just want to get these guys gone. I don't really want to fight them. I just want to take them out. You know, they're just a bit annoying. Now I'm not entirely sure what to do in the middle here. All I know is these sides have to now be divided into 8. Now this side's good because there's a bunch of sheep in here already. But the way we're going to do this is pretty much just connecting them like that. Very simple. This is one pen now. And I just need to go into this one, do the same thing, and then repeat that until we have 8 different pens. All right, and I think I've done the best that I can. Obviously, they're not perfect, but once we get the sheep in there, I don't think anyone's really going to notice. And I mean, we started off with a pretty weird shape, and I think we've done pretty good. So I haven't got many lanterns, but I'm going to... Hold on, how'd you get out, buddy? You know what? I don't care right now. I'm going to add some lanterns to these fences just to add some extra light because, I mean, there's still a bunch of monsters spawning. All right, we did okay. Now I'm going to add a bunch of bone meal just in between the road and the fences, just like that. I mean, it really adds quite a lot already, just having that grass in there. I think there's a little bit too much tall grass, so I'll remove a couple bits of that. Okay, that's quite a lot better. Hello, Mr. Creeper. I'd like you to not explode, please. Thank you. Oh, we got zombies in the pen. Look at that. You're not a sheep. Get out of here. All right, now obviously the next and I think probably the most difficult part is trying to get 2 sheep into all of the pens. Obviously, there's more than enough sheep in these ones, but these ones over here have nothing. So I guess we'll start with the first one. I think the best way is to drag this little guy in here. Come on, mate. There we go. And I'm going to quickly change that to a fence so he doesn't jump over. And I'll do that on this side as well. Boom. Bro didn't stand a chance. I'll do that on these other corners as well. Don't know why I haven't already, but you know, we all make mistakes sometimes. And boom. Okay. So now I need a second sheep in here. Who would like to volunteer as tribute? I accidentally took out 2. That's all right. We've got plenty in there. I'd like you guys to come in here, please. Thank you. Make a baby. Oh, there's 4 in here. You know what that means. I'm going to be a snaky snake and I'm going to move 2 into here. Who's going to come in here? Okay, this is going to be a bit trickier than I initially thought it would be. I need 1 to come over here. Come on. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Beautiful. That was perfect, all right? Absolutely perfect. 2 sheep there, 2 sheep there. We need 2 because we need to be able to breed. All right. Come on, fellas. Perfect. Come on. Oh, yeah. Look at that. I am so amazed and happy with that. That was so easy. Oh, my days. Now, I guess I'm going to add a gate there. And, of course, a gate there. And now comes the hard part, getting all the dyes. So we're on day 285, which means we literally only have 15 days to finish this entire project because we cannot go over 300 days. It is illegal. We are not allowed. It is very, very bad, and I'll go to jail for life. So there are 6 primary dyes we need, which I'm pretty sure we can turn and combine to create all 16 different dyes. And those 6 dyes are red, blue, yellow, white, black, and green. And of course brown, because that's cocoa beans, which is easy. We've got that. Now, of course, we have a bunch of white dye already, 64 to be exact, which we don't need to use to create white sheep, but we do need them to create other different types of dye. Now the green dye is very easy. We've got some cactus down here. So I'm going to go ahead and mine all the ones that are 2 because they're going to grow back up to that string anyway. And yeah, I know this is as inefficient as it could possibly be to harvest these cactus, but hey, it is aesthetic as hell. So, you know, if it works, it works. So we need green dye for lime, cyan, and normal green dye. So I think we need 6. All right, 7 is enough. So now we got to go smelt these bad boys up. So boom, we have green dye and we have lime dye. Now the final thing that green dye helps with is of course blue dye, which is made from lapis lazuli. So if we combine 1 green dye and 1 blue dye, we get cyan dye. So now we have 3 different types of dye. Look at that. Well, 4 different, because now we have blue as well. I'm not going to lie to you, this is the first time I've ever tried to get all the dyes, so yeah, this is new to me. We have 5 out of the 16, so we're on track. To make a light blue dye, we need 1 blue dye and 1 white dye, just like that. And finally, with the blue dye, we need red dye, which I should get from these roses here. And then add in 1 red dye and 1 blue dye gives us purple dye. Plus, now we have red dye as well. Look at that. So that is now 8 different dyes. Look at that. We're moving so fast through these. I had no idea it was this easy. Now, I've got ink sacks in here. Ink sacks make black dye. We have 2 of them. Then black dye and white dye make gray dye. And then gray dye and white dye make light gray dye. Oh my days, guys. This is so much easier than I thought it would be. What was I talking about? This is going to be hard. No way. So now we're only missing 5 dyes. So I need to find cocoa beans. Do I have some over here? Fingers crossed. Yes, we do. I only need 2. Now we got brown dye as well. Now brown dye doesn't combine with anything, so that's fine. That's done now. I need some yellow dye. So we got a bunch of dandelions in here. Chuck them in here to make yellow dye. So I'll grab these poppies, turn them into red dye. Then I'll grab 1 yellow dye and 1 red dye to make orange dye. Red and white to make pink dye. Then the final dye is magenta, which we need 1 pink and 1 purple. So now if I put these together, we get purple. Boom and boom. That is all the dyes in the game. Oh my god, that was so much easier than I thought it was going to be. What the hell? I literally cannot believe how easy that was. That's crazy. Okay, I think we'll go like this. This is the order that we'll do. So that's one side and this is the other. And since we have way more than 2 sheep in each, I'm unfortunately going to have to absolutely destroy some. I'm very sorry. So I guess we'll start on the left-hand side and I'll use the wheat to lure them towards the fence. Come here, my friends. Who wants to be black? Here we go. You guys are black. Okay. All right. These guys are going to be gray. Come over here, mate. Can you even see me? Please. Please look at me. Yes. Come here, mate. And congratulations, you're gray. Light gray. You guys are already white, so take that, whatever. You guys are yellow. Orange. These guys are red. And these guys are going to be brown. Congratulations, mate. All right, now the other side. These guys will be green, lime, light blue, cyan, blue, purple. Oh, this guy's all the way in the corner. He's not going to see me. No way. That's a bit inconvenient. Maybe I'll try and come over here. We'll do these guys at least. We've got pink. Oh, is he going to see me now? Please, please, please. Yes, he's seen me. Finally. Okay. And we got magenta. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh my days. Now, there's a couple colors in here that do not belong. So those unlucky fellas are going to get taken out. So for example, this guy here, he's definitely not one of them. Bye-bye. I'm going to pick his insides up though, of course. Now over here, I'll destroy all the white ones because, you know, they don't fit in either. Oh, excuse me, I don't want to take you out. Move over, mate. Boom, boom. I feel so horrible. Is this discrimination? Oh, I was like, where's his mate gone? He's all the way in the corner. That was scary. All right, these guys are white, so they can all stay alive. And there we go. Each pen has the right color inside of it, and only 2 of them as well, so that we can now start breeding them. So if I'm not mistaken, you know, I've never actually bred sheep that are the same color. They should make the same color baby, right? Logically. Yes, they do. Thank goodness, because that would have been extremely annoying if they didn't. There should be lime. Yup. So I'm going to breed them all just so we can start having some extra colors in here. So we actually got so much lamb from that. Oh, sorry, raw mutton and a little bit of white wool. So far, I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. Obviously, once the sheep get, more populated, it's going to look even better because they'll be a lot fuller, which is going to be nice. I'm not 100% sure what to do with this cave here. So whatever you guys think it should become, or, should it lead somewhere? Like, I don't know, maybe the cave can lead up the mountain and come out maybe here somewhere, or even all the way up to the top and come out here. I don't know, the possibilities are virtually endless. Whatever the top liked comment is, I guess that's what it will become. So yeah, vote down below. This place is looking so cool with this little archway, and we're not even done yet. I'm not even gonna lie, this is gonna be so sick. Now, in the middle here, I kind of want to make like a lake oasis. I think that would be nice. I know, I make a lot of lakes and water things. I mean, our base has one inside of it, but I love it, alright, mate? What I'm gonna do is kind of dig out another circle inside, just like this. And then I'm gonna dig this down and create, a realistic kind of shape for the lake, or I guess pond, just like that. Oh, there's pillagers here. What? Why are they here? These guys, if you remember from last episode, we flew through a pillager house thousands of blocks away, and I killed a bunch of them. They finally made it to the village after like 20 days. Oh my god, it took them forever to get here. But yeah, let's quickly destroy them. I don't appreciate them coming to my home. Oh, that's a bit dangerous. I don't really want to take out any of my sheep. Why are they not shooting me? Am I too far away? Oh, now they're coming. Ooh. 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 Easy. Look at that. Yeah, anyway, it took them very long to get here. Obviously, I had my elytra, but they've been traveling for like, what is it, day 286? They've probably been traveling for like 30 days or something. That's crazy. That's absolutely hilarious. I can't believe they followed me all that way. Maybe. I don't even know if they followed me all the way. There's no other reason for them to be here, I guess. There's no outpost anywhere nearby. They came from that way, which way over there, all the way in the distance. Like 1,000 blocks that way is the outpost that I absolutely mutilated a bunch of them guys. I left a few of them alive, so they obviously duplicated themselves and came and tried to kill me, but you don't stand a chance, alright? So we're going to use granite, we're going to use some rooted dirt, we're going to use a little bit of brown concrete powder, not much, just a little bit, and we're going to use some coarse dirt. Now this isn't the first time that I've made this pond. In fact, I've got a tutorial on my channel about it, so if you guys want to see that, make sure to go check that out. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. It's called a cozy pond on my channel. It's in there somewhere. But I'm going to use a mix of these 4 blocks. There's already a bit of granite in there, that's alright. And we're going to use a little bit of brown concrete powder, then some rooted dirt, and then some coarse dirt, and then the rest is just going to be normal dirt. Next up, we just got to fill the entire thing up with water. I just remembered the brown concrete powder turns into normal brown concrete. That's why I didn't use it in the tutorial, but that's okay. It still looks okay to me. And there we go. That's all filled in. So now I just have to bone meal all this up to add some green. Very nice. Then I'm going to grab a bunch of this coral and a few coral fans. Man, this place is looking so good. I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to add this coral in here, just randomly, maybe on the spots that don't have any seagrass on it, just to add a little bit of extra color. Like I said previously, coral's kind of just like an underwater flower. It's nice, it adds a lot of color and vibrance to everything, but it's a nice little thing to add in. Wow, look at that, beautiful. It's nighttime, so obviously it's going to look better during the day. The next thing I do is I grab this dirt and I build over like this, and I place a spruce slab on the very top of the water, just randomly. So one there, maybe one here, maybe we'll go one here, boom. Okay, that should be enough for now. Now I'll go ahead and remove all the dirt, and on top of these, I add in coral fans. Are you serious? I didn't bring enough. I'm missing one. That's crazy. That's all right, we can get another one when we go back. But obviously, this looks a bit weird, so I add some lily pads around all 4 sides. I don't have any lily pads, so that's not possible right now, but we'll get them eventually. Once we do, I'll add them in. Wait, hang on a minute. Let me just grab a shulker box because I've got to stop going back and forth to the base. Maybe there's lily pads under here. I could be tripping, but it's worth a little bit of an investigation. Okay, this side isn't the one with all the trees and stuff. So maybe it's on the other side. Yeah, there it is over there. Man, I'm burning through these fireworks, I'm not going to lie. Hopefully there's lily pads under here. I'm sure there would be. Come on. Like, how could there not be? Ow. Okay, there's no lily pads. Why are there no lily pads in here? That makes so much sense. Oh, there are frog leaves. That's something we can use. I'll grab some of these azalea bushes as well. Just while we're down here, Okay, that's enough stuff. Now let's get out of here. You know how good it would... Ow! Oh my god, we almost died then. That literally took half of our health. That's crazy. Man, look how good our base looks. It's getting so big. Well, we came in way too fast then. That was dangerous. So I'm going to grab up some spruce logs and some spruce leaves and some oak leaves. I'll grab the spruce wood as well because I mean, I made that for this purpose. So I'll chuck these in here. I needed another coral fan. I guess we'll go, let's go purple or pink, whatever color that is. Grab up some bamboo. Do not forget the peonies. We'll grab some string just in case we need to cap up the bamboo. Grab up some sugarcane. Do I have pumpkins? I've got one. That's atrocious. What about melons? Okay, we got a decent amount of melons. I'll grab some melons. We need some red. You know what, that should be okay for now. Let's take all this stuff. We'll make a quick stop at our rosebush farm, just here. 16 should be nice. We'll also grab some extra peonies just because I've only got 3, which is not going to cut it, mate. Boom, okay. Now let's place this coral on top of the final slab, just like that. Beautiful, mate. To decorate the pond, I added 2 trees hanging over the middle to create a nice little canopy, and then decorated the grass area around the pond using a mixture of different flowers, melons, sugarcane, bamboo, and bone milled grass. I then finished it off by surrounding it with some leaves. So we are now on day 288 and this is really coming together really nicely. There's still a few things we need to do, but honestly, most of it is just going to be the little details. And of course, growing some more of these little sheep. Now they've all grown into adults, so I can go ahead and get them breeding again. So now each pen should have 6. See, I told you guys this farm would be important. The very first farm we built and we're still using it. Now, what I want to do is create a ring of wheat around all of this. I don't actually know if it's going to look good, but I want to test it out because I think it might. So first of all, I'm going to need to go ahead and add in some water sources underneath here. And then I guess just kind of plow the land. Not too far, just a couple blocks out, just like this. Then I'll plant the wheat just like this. And I think that should look pretty good. It'll just add like a little bit of detail in there just because I think at the minute it's kind of bland, you know, it's just a little paddock. So having that little bit of wheat in there might make it feel a little bit more cozy, I guess. So I've finished the wheat on this side, so it's just going to go around just like that. Obviously, it's going to look a lot better when it grows. So we're going to have to wait to see what it actually looks like once it's all grown up. So I'm going to wait to see what it looks like before I do the other side, just in case I don't like it and I want to remove it. I don't waste my time doing it again and then having to remove that side as well. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is work on this archway because obviously it's not finished yet. So we got to go do that. So I'm going to try and use a bunch of slabs to try and smoothen this out a little bit, just to kind of make it as archy as possible. I think honestly, this is looking kind of good. You look at it from here. Yeah, that's definitely nice. Still got to do the pretty much same thing on the other side. I think honestly, this is looking pretty good. I'll just kind of match it on both sides so it's an equal width, just like that. So if we look at that from up here, yeah, that arch is looking pretty good. Very, very nice. So we can go ahead and remove all of this and pretty much start working on the curve a tiny bit. I don't want to go too far out. We're not going to work on the outside. We're just working on the entrance. That's it. The outside can be done once we figure out what we're actually doing out here, because yeah, this whole area is completely vanilla. We need to get this all fixed up and figure out what's going to happen because yeah, there's a lot of what ifs. So I guess we'll just go to there so it curves out a little bit. And I'm not going to go crazy on the detailing for this side just yet. I'm just going to get the stone put in, that's all. Just so we can kind of get an idea for how it's going to look once it's all done. I guess that's pretty good for now. Definitely needs to have a lot more details added in. But like I said, we have no idea how this is going to look. Like this might be flattened or it might go up. Right now, I have no idea. So I'll just do the exact same thing on this side as well. Man, this place is looking so good. I'm not going to lie. I'm so happy with how this is turning out. There we go. Now that's that side done as well. So now we need to figure out the top. So of course, the middle 3 blocks is going to be grass, just like that. And I guess we'll get some stairs across this bit here, just to cover up that grass. Then we'll fill in the stone on the sides. Now fatten this up a little bit just up here. And there we go. Now let's have a look at that from the sky. I think that's going to look pretty sick. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's very nice. I want to extend this one here a little bit. That's looking a little bit flat. Do the same thing over there. Now let's have a look from the inside. Oh yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that. That's awesome. And obviously there's still so much details to add in to the sides here and fill in this bit here. And then of course adding things on top and doing our little thing that we do. But I think this is looking pretty sick for literally having no detail on it. I want to just fill in the grass here, just so that it's not hollow. And then I guess we're going to fill over this side as well. I mean, we got the stuff on us, we might as well. Alrighty, that's so much better. So now this whole bridge kind of thing is done. This farm is looking absolutely hectic, and it's not even full yet. We got to get all these sheep popping, and I'm pretty happy with that wheat. I think I'm going to replicate it on the other side. And I also wanted to add in a couple stacks of hay bales. I think one right here is going to be nice. Boom. Then maybe just one on the opposite side as well. Oh no, there's a fence there. Forget that. We'll have it right here. Just like that. Bloody beautiful, mate. And now that is the wheat planted on both sides. Now we just got to wait for it all to grow. This side is getting there, but yeah, this side is going to take a while. Now, I'm almost completely out of wheat, and there's so many sheep now, so I'm going to need to go farm some more. Thankfully, we got this humongous farm over here, which is going to give us everything that we need. So let's just harvest it all, I guess. There we go. That's this entire farm now harvested. So now we'll be able to feed all of our sheep. Let's just fly through the front entrance. I think that'll be really cool. Oh, look how cool that is. That's awesome. This place is looking hectic. So I've learned that if I just stand on the fence, it's very easy to feed all these guys. I can just walk around like this. Very convenient. Man, look how many sheep there are. And to think these all started out as only 2 sheep. That's crazy. You know, we're getting a lot of XP from breeding all these sheep too. Like, we're almost halfway through level 59, and I think we only just started at 59 just before this round of breeding. So it's heading up pretty quick. It's pretty awesome. Just free XP, I guess. Now there's one more thing we need to do, and that is of course create a couple more lanterns to finish lighting the area up. I'm also going to quickly craft up a couple fireworks, because right now we've got 1 left. That's only going to get us down there. So let's quickly do that. And boom, 22. Okay. The place that we need to add the lanterns to is just the corners on this side, because it's a little bit dark, but once we get the lanterns there, it's going to be perfect, mate. Come on, let me place the lantern, please. Thank you. Excuse me, mate. There we go. And the final one. There we go. Now, obviously, we still need to get these guys breeding some more, but we're going to have to do that over time. But for now, I would say that this place is looking pretty perfect. I'm so happy with how this turned out. Obviously, once the sheep fill in the area, you're not going to be able to see the grass below, which is going to be a lot better. Because right now, they're eating all the grass, which not that perfect. Oh, okay. So apparently we get kicked out of free cam mode if we get attacked, so that's pretty good. At least we know we're probably not going to die. But ladies and gentlemen, this is now a sheep farm. We've got every colored sheep, and this place is looking aesthetic as hell. And now that we've got this huge farm here, it's going to be a little bit easier to plan how to do this side now. Obviously, you can kind of see how it's going to turn out, especially this part here, but yeah, a lot of work to do. But I think it's starting to look pretty good. Now, we only have 10 days left until day 300, so we got to make sure we spend these days wisely. The very first thing we need to do is make sure we go grab some iron. Now, why do we need iron? Well, we're going to need iron to make the maps for day 300. I'm so excited to see what the map looks like on day 300. This is always my favorite part of every 100 days. Now, of course, we're just going to make it over to this little mountain here because it is absolutely filled to the brim with iron everywhere. I mean, just look at this vein. This is insane. Dude, there's a massive thunderstorm, so I'm hoping my power doesn't go out because then, you know, all this progress is just going to be lost. I have made a backup, so don't worry. We're going to still have the sheep farm done, but, you know, if it goes out, I'm going to lose all the progress between 290 and 300. So fingers crossed it doesn't. But we've got a bunch of iron now. That should be more than enough. So I'm going to head back and just chuck this into more furnaces. Then when it's time to go ahead and get the maps done, we should have that iron ready. It's so weird seeing this whole thing just empty. There used to be a massive forest here. So we got all that iron smelting up and that should be ready to go. Now I'm going to grab a bunch of dirt because the next thing that I want to do is to begin working on the path that's going to lead up the side of the mountain all the way to the top. So if I just quickly land here so I can show you guys in free cam mode, obviously up the top there's going to be something epic. I mean, everyone's been suggesting what to make here. I already know what I'm going to be making. Okay, so I appreciate the comments and all the suggestions. Some of you keep actually commenting what this is going to be, but yeah, it's still a surprise. But there is going to be a massive path kind of heading down the mountain, facing down this way, heading down the side here, and then reaching right through the middle down to here. That's at least the plan. So it's going to come here, up this way, curve around here, and then up the side just to meet up in the middle. So, yeah, I don't even really know where to start with this. So I guess the best thing to do would be plan where it's going to meet in the middle, which is probably going to be, I guess, let's just say over here. I think this is a good spot. It should be about the same height as that. And I want it to be about 11 blocks wide. So pretty decent size. Is that going to be big enough actually? You know what? I might go 13. 13 blocks wide is a little bit crazy, but you know, we are crazy. Now, I do think it should actually be brought back quite a bit, maybe to about here. It should go down by 4 or 3 blocks each time. So to swap between, so this will be the, oh my days, we just fell down. It wasn't a big hole, but you know, it's a bit inconvenient. But anyway, this is going to be the width. It's going to go out to about here. Now, the reason I'm using dirt especially is because I'm not 100% sure the direction of this. I might need to change it. I'm just kind of trying to plan it out so I can kind of get an idea for how it's going to look. And believe it or not, there's actually a tree in the way, which is a bit wild. So let's get rid of these cheeky buggers so we can have a little bit more space. Boom. I've got a mod that also removes the leaves a little bit faster so they don't just sit there for like a couple minutes. If the logs are gone, the leaves just disappear. They disintegrate. I think it's called fast leaf decay or something. No one wants to sit there and wait for the leaves to decay. It's a bit annoying. Now, the reason also for this being so wide is the road is going to be 5 blocks wide because it's going to be a main road that leads up to something pretty awesome, you know. So the road needs to be grand, needs to have a lot of space, you know, just in case, well, cars and trucks aren't going to be using it, but maybe horses or something. I don't know. All right, I have no idea. But I think this should actually be curving a little bit. So I think I'm going to delete this and then add a block on this side. Boom, 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 boom. And then I'll repeat that again. Maybe I'll curve this one again. Just one more block again. Kind of like that. Now that's 2 blocks. Kind of just like this. So if you look at it from the sky, obviously it's curving this way a little bit. It's going to curve out here and then come back around to the right. So this one should go, okay, we'll go another 4 blocks. No, sorry, we'll go 3 blocks on this one with an offset of 1. So it curves a little bit more, you know, we got to get that curvature in here. But then the next one's going to be 4, right? So I'm going to do something absolutely crazy. Boom. It's going to have an offset of 1 and then an offset of 2, if that makes sense. So this actually needs to go down again. So boom and then boom, right? See what I'm doing here? Offset is 2 and, 1 and then 2, like that. So then obviously if you look at this from the sky, it starts to curve a little bit more down here, which is exactly what I want. Oh my God, I just seen a big lightning, but my power's on, so that's a good thing, all right? We're in the clear for now. So I'm going to start adding these kind of dirt bits here because there is going to be a slight mountain. Hey, come on, fellas. That's just not fair, right? It's going to obviously meet up to here. Oh, my days. Get out of here. What day is it? We're on day 291. We still got a lot of time. Okay. You know what? I'm going to go and have a quick nap. Not going to skip the night. You know, we don't skip the night here. We're real hardcore players, all right? We fight it out, but the phantoms are just absolutely annoying, all right? There's nothing worse than a phantom, okay? So don't blame me. Blame the phantoms. Boom, boom. See? Quick. That was a quick nap. I didn't even get a second to close my eyes, but I feel rejuvenated, all right? All right. I'm not going to worry about the stone right now because I just kind of want to get that planned out. That's the main thing that we need to do. Boom. So obviously there's going to be a stone wall just on the face here. You know, I think I'll have this come out a little bit more as well. That should be fine. Oh, we got to get these guys gone. They shouldn't be spawning anymore. I hope I slept long enough. Maybe you need to sleep for like a second or something. And I guess we'll find out. But I'll come over here, just plan out the gradient a little bit. Boom. Oh no, there's a creeper. Jeepers creepers, mate. Why are there so many zombies? What the hell? Oh, two zombies in gold armor. That's wild. 3 of them. Oh no, that's a skeleton. Oh my God, this is a weird night. What is going on? That's 3 mobs literally in a couple seconds that have full gold armor. I've never seen that before in my entire life. Look at this, another one. That's crazy. Full chainmail armor? Oh my days, what's going on? This is insane. Another one, full gold armor. Look at that. What's that? Like 5 full armor skeletons or zombies? Bro, they want to take me out before day 300. That's just not fair. Oh, man. Ugh. Okay. You know what? This night is scaring me. We got to survive. So I don't... Bro, why is there so many skeletons? Dude. Another full armor zombie? Bro, look at all these skeletons. What the hell? I've never seen this in my life. What on earth? There's so many of them. Okay. I think that's everything taken care of. What on earth? I've literally never seen that in my life. That was wild. I want to collect the bones though. Give me all your bones. All of them, my boy. Okay, seems to be chill. There's still a bunch over there, but you know, we can avoid that. I've never seen that before. Like, I could be just over-exaggerating, but I'm pretty sure that was nuts. Let me know down below if I'm just imagining things, but I think that was a coordinated attack. Look, another one, full armor. What's going on? But this knight is wild. Okay, now that's the plan for this kind of level. I'm going to go ahead and fill all this in. Oh my days. Oh my days. See, this is the difference between a normal hardcore YouTuber and me. You know, most people would just skip the night so they don't have to deal with this, but we're fighting. Look at the arrows just sticking out of me. All right, we're not gonna rest. Okay, we're gonna fight. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, let's fill this in. So what? I literally just slept and there's a phantom. This night is wild. Okay, this is this kind of area, at least filled in a little bit more, so you can kind of get a better idea of what we're doing. So if I go free cam, yeah, you can see obviously this will be another level and it leads up through here. So yeah, adding this dirt makes it a lot more obvious. If I added it on the other side, you know what, I'm going to do that as well. I'm going to add it on the other side so you can, you know, see it even more. If it's not already obvious, this is certainly going to make it obvious. Kind of like this. I'll fill this in a little bit, but not too much, just because I'm not 100% sure on this shape just yet. Okay, now let's have a look at that from the sky. Oh yeah, that's looking good, okay? This is going to curve down and start heading around through here. So, man, this is such a steep hill on this side. That's going to be a bit annoying. And I don't like how the grass changes color. That sucks. I need to find like a mod pack or a resource pack that will make the color the same. Because look at that, that's just ugly. But anyway, let's continue down and keep planning out where this is going to head. Okay, so once we get down to here, it kind of gets a little bit messy because the curve needs to increase, but obviously that's not really working out for us right now. It's not enough on this side. Let's try and fatten this side up a bit and then tidy up this side a bit. There we go. That's a little bit better. You know, it curves a little bit better towards the bottom here. But this needs to follow all the way down to about here and then start curving back in to go on the outside of this mountainside. Maybe I should just create a line to kind of use as a guide and then build off of that line. So I've got this line here that follows through here. I think that's pretty smooth. So I'm just going to remove the blocks a little bit on the outside just to make sure I can easily see where I've planned this path to go. There we go, like that. Now honestly, I just have to copy that onto the other side and have that follow through. You know what? I think it'll be easier for you guys to see this if I do it in a time lapse. So I guess enjoy the time lapse. So something bad happened. I was recording and the video file for the rest of this kind of just didn't work. We're on day 299 and I pretty much only just sorted all my items and finished up the map room. So I'll show you what we've done. So obviously this leads all the way down to here, but it stops here. So I was going to go all the way down, but this would have been blocking the front entrance here. So instead it's going to curve here and then it's going to do a little bit of a loop and go under a tunnel, like a little cave thing, to the other side and then head down probably 15 or so blocks lower, so then it should match up perfectly to the landscape and out the front. So you can kind of see how this area is going to look. Now that we've got all this done, this is going to go up here and then that's going to lead up there. It's going to be cool once obviously this big piece of land is fixed. And obviously I went and did all the maps and you know, I did record it, but yeah, the video just messed up. So instead, I'll show you the maps that we've got. So this is the day 100 map. As you can see, the first 100 days, we didn't really get a huge amount done. On the 200 days, we did quite a lot. You can see a huge change in the map there. And finally, day 300, you can see such a huge change on the beach. You can also see the little path that we made and the sheep farm. So once again, not a huge amount, but we did build a huge underground base, which you can't see on the map. So obviously, the goals for day 300, I either want to focus on this area here or instead on this huge area here, which I think this area is probably going to take priority because, you know, we've started building this part, so it makes sense to kind of just get all of this area done. But once again, here's day 100, day 200, and day 300. Honestly, I'm so happy with how this place is turning out. It's starting to really come together really nicely. I think the beach that we made really just finishes off this side here and makes this side look so much better. Obviously, once we continue it to either side, it's going to be better because it doesn't fit a full frame. You know, this huge mountain here is just a big eyesore. And then on the other side, this is a pretty big eyesore as well. So we need to get this place fixed up. I don't know why we haven't actually focused on this area at all, since even before day 100. We built the mining outpost and then that was pretty much all we did over here. So we got to fix this area up and show it some love as well. Maybe we can do both sides on between day 300 and 400, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're still here right now, then you're an absolute legend. It supports the channel more than you could ever imagine, and I seriously appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm sure I'll see you again very soon. Peace out.